Covenant are calling Raven.
Payback time.
Come with me if you want to live. You just don't turn it off!
We're going down! Who are you?
The worst nightmare.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Jason. You're watching Backtrack Cinema. It is Saturday night, and tonight I got a double feature watch party for you guys tonight. We are doing Rambo 3 and John Rambo. So Rambo 4, I call it John Rambo. I think that's what's called in Canada anyway when it released, but that's what we're watching tonight, guys. You can follow along down in the screen there. I got my good buddy Caleb here with me, who has not seen Rambo 3, so you're kind of getting a first reaction out of this, and I just had some time. I haven't done some Stallone stuff in a bit, so I wanted to, give you guys some more Stallone content. So we're gonna rock this out pretty soon. So if you guys want to get your movies ready and everything, and I'll address the chat. But first, Caleb, thank you for doing this, buddy. And how are you tonight?
Oh, I'm doing good, and I'm excited for this. You know me, I'm a sucker for Rambo. I love Stallone, so it's funny because I've seen every other Rambo movie except for this one, and there was never really any particular reason. Like I didn't hear bad things about it and then just avoided it. I just never watched it. Like it was always First Blood Part 2, and then John Rambo. Those are those are the only ones that I watched. I never touched Rambo 3, so totally blind, no idea what's going to happen, any of that stuff. So, but I'm doing good. I'm very excited, and I appreciate you bringing me on for this.
Awesome. Let me address the chat real soon. Right now, Jay, I think, says looking forward to this. Joanne, you made it. I saw that on Instagram. You're gonna make it. She's a huge Rambo fan, Joanne. She'll be part of the top 50 Rambo moments. She sent me a video already. She lives out in BC, so she's probably been to the location many times in First Blood. But she says, "Hi everyone, how you doing?" David, what's going on? Hey Rambolina. Who else we got? Movie Jeff, what's going on, buddy? Says, "Hey Jason." RJ Skorinsky says, "Hey guys, great double feature for tonight." Oh yeah, great double feature. My buddy Tim, what's up, boys? How you doing?
Hello there.
All right, everyone's saying hi to everyone. Yeah, it's you know what? Usually, sometimes I like this one more than part 2. It just depends what mood I'm in. I think they try. I'll just say this: I think they try to go for more of a serious tone, even though it loses that serious tone in the third act. But you can be the judge for that. But I think Rambo gets a little bit more serious in this movie. I will say, but yeah, bullshit. Tim never watched Rambo 3. Oh, you're telling that to Caleb? Oh,
yeah,
sorry. Yeah, he's a huge Rambo fan, actually, guys. He's seen them all. It's just this one. So
just
I say let's do it. I'm gonna count down everyone down so we can start talking about this and everything.
Yeah.
So I'll count down from 5, guys. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. There we go. All right. Yeah, I'm pretty much in line. There we go.
Yeah.
Great little music. I love the music.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of part two.
Yeah.
Ah, Thailand. Okay, that makes sense. All right, Richard
The
Crenna.
Trotman. I love how they're keeping Rambo a mystery right
Mhm.
now. You're not really seeing him yet, which I love. And you're going to see what I call the Rambo back soon
Mhm.
because the dude is jacked. Tim says might be the best opening of any Rambo film. You know what? That's quite possible, dude. This has got a great opening. '80s action, you gotta love it.
So he's hunting for Rambo again.
Yep. Tim says I agree. Jason Rambo's fucking jacked. Oh yeah.
And a ponytail. Holy shit. That's interesting. I haven't seen Rambo with a ponytail.
There's that Rambo back. Oh,
Nice.
I can't
Nice.
help but love all. Honestly, I love them all. They get
Yeah.
cheesy, and maybe the one-liners are too heavy. But even this one, it's the most expensive movie made up to this point in 1988. This is as big a budget as you get for 1988.
Hmm.
I don't recall the budget though. I don't know.
Okay. Interesting.
Got the old scars still. Look at
Yeah.
he's fucking just
Man, he's
jacked, man.
he's almost as big as Arnold in that.
It looks like that.
Like I'm talking 1984 Arnold. Pretty close as far as like the broad back.
They had to put Stallone. They had to put a seatbelt on him when he was doing lap pulls. He was doing like 380 lap pulls to get the Rambo back.
Wow.
They had to put him down or he'd lift himself up. Like
Uh,
he really worked on his back
wow.
for this movie. Good little fight scene though.
Yeah.
I remember the day I watched it. Me and my cousin, he came
Yeah.
over. My mom rented it. It was like after school,
Mhm.
and we were just like loving this opening. This freaking right into it.
Hmm.
Tim says, I'm almost jealous Caleb was watching this for the first time. Almost. Right? There's a lot he hasn't seen either, guys. So,
Yeah. I haven't seen a lot of things. Some things that'll piss people off. It's already happened.
oh!
Hmm. Wow. It's taking a beating. God damn. Ooh.
The frickin' sticks, eh?
Yeah. Wouldn't be surprised if they were made out of bamboo. Huh? Seen that face before.
Yeah, he's intense in this, man.
Mission
Accomplished.
accomplished.
Jerry Goldsmith always does good scores in these movies. Respect, man. Respect.
Hmm.
Tim says I was 15 in 1988. Rambo's rated R. We had to sneak into the theater. It was fucking awesome on the big screen. I bet. I would have loved to seen this one on the big screen.
Oh yeah.
I just want to give a shout out to Good Real Hunting too. At 8 o'clock, they're watching Terminator on their channel.
Oh,
So I know there's a lot of options tonight. So if you guys want to nip out, go see some Terminator, come back for some John Rambo. I'm okay with that. They're good friends. Um, I didn't realize they were streaming tonight until I was like, oh, they got Terminator. Good choice.
great choice.
Joanne says, I know, right? Jason, Rambo scores are awesome. Oh, yeah. Really is the heart.
You know,
Yeah, he did do this one. Jerry Goldsmith. There it is.
it's important to know, if people don't know this, that Jerry Goldsmith also did the soundtrack for the original Alien.
Yeah. He did the original Planet of the Apes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
He's done a lot. A lot, man. Like,
Kind of reminds me of John Williams in a sense,
yeah.
just with how many movies under the belt. You know.
And we got some Kurtwood Smith here, man. This would have been like just after RoboCop.
Yeah.
A small role in this. It's also worthy to note that this is usually people's least favorite out of the franchise. This movie, so keep
Yeah,
that in mind.
I had been aware of that. Many people have said just skip out on Rambo 3, or that they don't like it. I can't remember exactly why,
Uh,
but
it's well, you make up your own mind, but I think it has a lot to do with the political climate at
okay.
the time, which you'll completely understand. Tim says could be the first picture-in-picture watch party. Rambo and Terminator. That would break the internet. Yeah. Do it for money, my ass. You need the fight, my friend. Rambo 3 is one of my favorites.
Mhm.
Well, these are my Stallone. This is my Stallone fans here. My Stallone community. Rambo 3 is a
your,
great movie. Yeah,
your Stallone crew.
the Stallone crew. So you're almost thinking, is this guy another Murdoch? Right. That's
Right.
kind of what they're, I think, trying to imply,
Mhm.
but you don't really know much about him.
Okay, I see what's going on here.
So, Caleb, when this was filmed, Russia was in Afghanistan at the time.
Right, yeah.
I don't know much about your guys' history and all that stuff, but then the U.S. got involved. I don't know if they got involved. Maybe you guys historians, I was a kid in '88. When they released the movie, Russians were no longer, that all ended. So you got Rambo fighting with the Afghanistans, the Russians being bad when they all pulled out of that
Right.
and gave it back to them, kind of, and it was kind of a strange movie to release at the time.
Yeah. Okay. Hmm.
So you're seeing what John Rambo was had at the beginning. This is kind of where it's coming from.
Yeah.
Rambo 3. There just that was kind of executed better, I think.
Yeah.
So what I like about it, I take this movie as an action film and the relationship building between Trotman and Rambo.
Yeah, you
I think
could
that's
say that's something. I mean, if the movie's going in the direction I think it's going, then I'm going to take a guess and say that we're going to see. It isn't going to be like the previous two, where he's kind of in spritzels here and there. He might. I'm guessing he's going to have more to do than
yeah.
just this. So if that's
You'd
the
be
case,
right, my friend. Oh, this is a nice little speech here. He's wearing the necklace still.
yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Now I'm remembering that line in Rambo 4.
Yep. Yeah. Now it kind of you could say it's contradicting First Blood in a way that you know he was made into a soldier, and now Trotman's just saying, "Well, still made you, but your instinct has always been there. You were always a natural soldier."
Well, the way that I take
Yeah.
that in First Blood is that he's trying to explain to the cop that the reason why he's there to pick up his boy, so to speak,
Mhm.
because the cop isn't gonna think about it on a deeper level, like what this conversation just alluded to. So, yeah, you could call it a retcon, or you could just say that Troutman was giving out limited information, and rightfully so. Maybe,
And he's always a tortured character.
yeah.
Rambo has always got a battle inside, always. That's what makes him kind of great, I think. All
Yeah,
right,
I mean, for me, when you get to the ending of Rambo 4, that's where, um,
it comes full circle and it's ended.
yeah,
You know, it's um
his battle is over. His inner battle is over because now he gets to actually return home.
yeah.
At least
Tim
that's
says
how I see it.
I absolutely love this scene with Trotman talking to Rambo. All he did was chip away the rough edges. Amazing. Yeah, you know what? Really well written, I think. Agreed, Tim. Jason, this is one of the scenes I spoke about in my top 50 favorites. Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of people may talk about that moment. I think it's a good one. Trotman in action, finally.
Hmm, damn.
Doesn't hold back on the action though. That's for sure.
Hmm.
And you got Troutman who knows exactly who he is. A
Hmm.
colonel who's always fighting for freedom.
All right. So I guess the pattern here now is post First Blood. Rambo's always going somewhere to save somebody.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind it. If you got a working formula, stick with it. Really? He came all this way just to say that?
Right?
Hmm.
So he's clearly not a Murdoch, but he's at least he tells him up front, like, I don't know you if
Yeah.
something goes wrong.
It's like, yeah, okay. Well, at least he's being an asshole up front, unlike Murdoch, with the underhanded asshole. You know what I mean?
Joanne says was definitely great to see John and Trotman in action together in this one. Oh yeah, it's one of the great parts of it, I think. David says, Tim, are you wearing a black tank top and drinking vodka?
This is a interesting change in environment.
Yes, the environment's much different.
He's
Um,
been in a forest. He's been in jungles. Now he's in the desert.
I like how his scar he got cut here in Rambo too.
Right.
Well, close to the eye here, it's over by his cheek. That's just my little
Nitpick.
nerding out fandom. That's like,
Attention to detail.
hey brother Fluff, how you doing, buddy? It says hello from Tampa, my friends.
Hello there.
Rumbo. I think after Coe, he had enough, man.
Yeah.
You know, I'm done. But Trotman's is like the closest thing to a father he has.
Yeah.
We got to get our weapons.
Chem lights.
how serious Rambo is. Like, yeah, just me. I'm going in there on my own.
Yeah.
Gonna fuck everyone up. And everyone's like, are you freaking nuts?
Well, maybe it's because of what happened in the previous film that he's got trust issues.
I like this guy. He's funny.
Home, huh? Interesting choice of words.
I love how Stallone takes Rambo and gives really serious looks to people.
Yeah.
See, I thought that was missing in Rambo too.
Mhm.
That this look he just gave him, like he wasn't really cocking and staring at people with those really dark eyes and everything. It's just
Yeah.
Tim says blue light. What does it do? There's blue. Love it. Little humor in there.
Yeah.
This guy carrying Trotman right now
Yeah.
is one of the arm wrestlers in Over the Top.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Huh. Another Russian, huh?
Yeah. Vodka, chess, Russian atmosphere.
Kind of like the other one from the
Yeah.
previous movie. You know, the villain from Beverly Hills
Yep.
Cop.
Yep. I think this guy's more of a caricature, but
Mhm.
I think he's playing it a little more serious.
Yeah. I am the superior. You're in full command. You sure as hell don't look like it. Got Lennon back there.
The Kremlin. So it's a weird movie to watch post 9/11.
Yeah. Hmm. Ooh.
Yeah,
That's
he pissed him
interesting.
off. He pissed him.
Get your stinking paws off me, you
Well,
big ass ape.
you could talk to your dad about this error, of what was going on. He'd probably know all of it. So
Yeah.
and why it's such a strange movie, kind of.
It's one hell of a mountain range.
Yeah, and they'll show you like caves and everything. I know when they were hunting, trying to get Bin Laden, they couldn't find the fucking guy
Mhm.
because of the mountain range, um, the mine shafts, whatever you want to call it, the caves and everything. And
Oh, he switched out his headband for a different one, huh?
Black.
Hmm. 2 hours on horseback? Ugh,
Yeah.
must be rough.
Through that country?
Yeah. Good thing they're going through a cave system, though. It'll be a lot cooler down there.
But clearly, big production here. We're talking
Yeah.
all the fortresses. The and when you start seeing the big action set pieces, it was big money.
Yeah.
But it made money, but it didn't make the money they thought it was going to, like Rambo 2
Mhm.
did.
'Huh.
I love Trotman in this.
Mm. Gut punch? I knew it. I called it. Hey, what happened to all that peace talk you were talking?
You kidding?
Right?
Trotman would be ready to die.
Yeah.
The guy's he's a fucking colonel. He'd be ready to die.
After everything he's been through, yeah. Ah, shit. A spy.
Yeah, our little guy at the store there. I don't know if you call it store or whatever it was.
A black market.
Yeah, getting his weapons and everything. See, to me, this is a bit more serious tone than Rambo 2. Even though it's still 80s, whatever have you, it feels a little more serious.
Well, I think that there's a lot. One of the reasons why it's more serious is because, unlike in Rambo 2, where you were dealing with rescuing somewhat faceless soldiers that you didn't
Yeah,
know on a personal level,
right.
Troutman is the one that needs rescuing now. And that's why it's a lot more serious because now you're invested into who he's rescuing a hell of a lot more because it's Troutman. We have history with the character, so we care about
Yeah.
him and wanting to see him get rescued.
Yeah, and you'll see Rambo here getting to know all the Afghan people
Mm,
and knowing their culture a bit. And like the kids are soldiers and everything, right? So,
yeah.
Oh, the dust are kicking up.
Yeah.
Fucking
Hmm.
toys are mines. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Joanne says, "Yep, Rambo is in it for his friends this time. You don't mess with Rambo's loved ones."
Hmm.
Well, I think after Cole died, that proved that.
Yeah. Hmm. If if that is your destiny.
They don't realize the guy's fearless, man. He's
Yeah.
him saying another wicked scene with Rambo telling them that I'll die. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I think there's some good moments in this one.
Maybe he got that from Drago, huh?
He dies. He dies.
Hmm.
Everything he's describing here, you see in John Rambo.
Yeah.
That's the thing. The horror that this guy is describing, Stallone shows you all of it. The next movie we're gonna watch,
Yeah.
it's quite brutal.
Hmm.
too eager, Rambo. Too eager.
Getting a lot of Last Crusade vibes from this.
Yeah, if you're into a desert action movie day, you could put this on with the Last Crusade. Even
Yeah,
Raiders to a certain point, I
yeah.
guess.
It's like, you know what? Maybe just 20, 50 miles away from what's going on right now, Indy's fighting a Nazi on the tank.
The size of a knife compared to that kid.
Right? It's-
I like how Rambo kind of covets that in that moment. Like
yeah.
it means something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, Caleb, I gotta just jet out for about 5 minutes.
Okay.
So just keep watching, buddy, and I'll see what's up.
All
Just
right.
gonna mute. I'm gonna mute my mic here. I'll keep my my screen on and everything. So
Sure.
just give me 5 minutes, guys, and I'll be back. Enjoy the flick.
So, for you guys watching, what is your like Rambo rankings for the movies? I'm just curious. I don't really talk to many people about Rambo aside from J Man here. Um, so I'm kind of curious what you guys have your rankings for the Rambo films. Uh, Tim, no, I'm talking like maybe from your favorites to your least favorites. Yeah, Joanne, I'm enjoying it so far. It's not boring. It's pretty entertaining. I mean, I do love Rambo anyway, so it wasn't going to be boring for me. Um, that being said, I am seeing some of why, like some of the reasons why people don't like it very much, or maybe have it low on their ranking. Still, though, it's enjoyable so far. It looks like we lost the bottom camera. It's all right, Tim. I can give you my ranking before putting this movie in. So I have Rambo 4 as my number one favorite, then First Blood, then First Blood Part 2, then Last Blood. That's before this movie, as far as the ranking is concerned. But most likely, the way it's going, I think I'll put Rambo 3 underneath First Blood Part 2, and then have Last Blood as my least favorite.
All right, I don't know what happened to the TV, guys, but I put it back.
Oh, cool.
Something happened to my phone. I don't know.
Oh,
See,
thanks,
we're in our
Tim.
first. See, we're in our first big action sequence.
Yeah,
All right.
I
So
was
you
just
saw the horse.
asking. Hmm?
You saw the horse part, the horse
Yeah,
game. Or
yeah.
that's pretty cool.
It was cut short.
What happened? Did the screen just
Yeah, it just
stop?
kind of disappeared.
Yeah, it went to another stream. It went to somebody else's stream for some reason on my phone. I don't know why.
Huh.
Weird. Oh well.
Yeah, I was just asking how everyone would be ranking the films, and then I gave my ranking.
Yeah. Joanne says certainly has some great moments.
No.
Yeah, the last one I did on in my mind anyway, I had Rambo 2 or I had this last. But
Mhm.
sometimes I have Rambo 2 last. It just depends. Tim says that's a tough question. I don't have a favorite. Like Rocky, different moments from different movies. I know that's an easy way out. It can be tough when you're really passionate about a franchise, man. It's
Yeah.
David says my ranking 1, 5, 3, 2, and 4.
Damn,
Wow.
you have four as your the very
Wow.
last. That's interesting.
Man. That's a wild ranking, man.
Yeah.
Joanne says First Blood is my favorite, and then Rambo 2. Saw Rambo 2 in theaters. It was wicked on the big screen. That's nostalgia, right? So,
Yeah.
you know what? I find a lot of people love Rambo 2, like to this day. Even Stallone, I think, said he still really enjoyed. He still really likes that. To me, Rambo 2 is that's when he became that hero, like the real popular pop culture icon. You know,
Yeah.
it's just a bit cartoony for me, some of it. Like as I look at it now, as a kid, it was my favorite.
Yeah. I think Rambo 2, that version of Rambo, is the one that people recognize the most when they think of the character. It's
Yeah.
very rarely any of the others. I don't know what it is about it. I mean, I guess you kind of put it good that he's like that hero type, you know, rescuing the soldiers in Vietnam.
Tim says, Jason, good cables getting familiar with Rambo 3 to help when you do your 24 Stallone marathon down the road. 20, 24 hours of Stallone. I'm becoming an old man. I don't know if I can do it. I would like to do something where we start at noon and go to 10 at night, like a huge movie marathon of whatever theme it is.
Yeah.
I think that would be a lot of fun.
Shit, man. If you want me to come along for that, let me know. I'll help you endure it. I'll have to make sure
fun.
I have access to all the movies first.
That'd be fun. I just don't know what I would do.
Well, you'd be completely drained, that's for sure.
Yeah, this is Blood Brothers. This is
Yeah. This actually kind of reminds me of Rambo 4. Like the after the village gets decimated.
yeah. This dude's just a fucking tyrant.
Yeah.
Yes, going through the minefield, brother.
Mm-hmm.
I love this sequence. Like it's pretty long in its entirety,
Yeah.
but it's a great action sequence. He's poking at the mines.
Yeah. You know, they actually made a video game for this for all three of the original films.
I remember I used to play that. We got some. I don't know if you guys have a Dave and Buster's.
We do.
But there's some, yeah, so Dave and Buster's had it, and I'd be playing the freaking thing.
Yeah, this one, it was an on rails shooter type.
Yes, that's the one. And then I bought it on PS 3 because I
Yeah.
just wanted it for the collection, but then I sold it because I wasn't playing it or anything like that.
Yeah,
I don't have many games. I got PS5 for Christmas.
yeah.
I don't have a lot of games though, so I haven't really been playing on it.
Mm.
Like I got Red Dead 2 and I got soccer, me and my son play, and I got Avatar for the wife. She plays that one.
Mm.
But I don't have a lot of games yet. Once I build up some more games, I can. I was gonna get RoboCop. I wanted to test out RoboCop. I'd like to play that Terminator one that you were talking about.
Play it. It's
Yeah.
great.
Freaking kid. Tim says, "You're wicked, David. That's a crazy ranking. Don't anyone tell you different." Hey, you know what? It could be what you grow up with. It could be tone. Maybe that fucking John Rambo, and we're gonna watch it next. It's a hard watch. It's not a fun time, that movie.
Yeah.
Like it's so it's not exactly the Rambo movie I pick on when I want to see, when I start watching that, I'm like, oh, it's an eye opener more. It's kind of
Yeah.
like I love when Rambo's kicking ass, obviously.
Yeah.
But
It's a rough movie, but I like it.
yeah. Tim, so I still have my copy of Rambo First Blood Part 2 for Nintendo. Now we're talking, man. I remember playing the shit out of that when I was a kid. That and Friday the 13th, man. I was
Yeah.
playing that stuff all the time. Contra and freaking Bad Dudes and Ninja Turtles.
hmm
You know how on a Nintendo Switch you can play all those old games?
Yeah.
They kind of got a whole repertoire of them, so I'll get nostalgic every now and then, and I put the Adventure of Link on just because I love it.
Yeah.
And my kids go, "Dad, how come you're so good at this game?" I go, "I grew up playing this game," because they can't play it. They find it so hard to fight the knights and everything because you gotta.
Yeah.
It's basically how fast your fingers are or your thumbs are. It's not
Pretty
like the
much.
games now. You know what I mean? It's all 2D and freaking. um. David said I played Rambo 3 on the Sega Mega Drive in the 90s. Joanne says, I know, right, Jason? Apparently he drove Sly nuts in real life. Don't know how true it is though. The kid? Maybe.
I can see why.
1988 was when Stallone met his wife.
Hmm.
That's when he met her and he married her in 1998.
Interesting.
So this is around the time he met Jennifer Flavin. Yeah, Joanne says the kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, the kid we're talking about, yeah. It's almost horror music going on here.
Yeah. Putting Jason Voorhees in the Afghan desert, that ought to be something.
Dan says, and we played those games without someone showing us how to with a YouTube video. That's right, my friend. We had to figure that shit out on our own.
Yeah. Oh, there's Tank.
Guy was in great shape back then, man. Great
Yeah.
shape.
Oh, damn, that was smooth.
Tim says he actually married Jennifer on May 17th, 1997, Jason. There's a specific reason I know that. Oh, was it 1997?
That's the year I was born. Loving all this sneaking around he's doing.
Yeah. Yeah, just like First Blood Part 2. He did a
Yeah.
lot of that. I was in my third year of high school in 1997. Tim says, my wife and I were married the exact same day. Holy crap. Wow.
Crazy.
I don't know why you liked my channel, Tim. You're right at that age
Right.
of these movies. I couldn't imagine being a teenager, growing up with Friday the 13th and Predator, and like I was a kid during all those years. So,
Yeah.
which is cool too. The fact that I just remember the experiences, I'm happy about.
Yeah, for sure.
I never would have thought movies would have been so watered down, at least generally speaking.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, like if you would have told me the shit that's out now, I would have never believed you. So, especially in the '80s, like watching Disney was like that was the thing you did with the family every Sunday night.
Yeah.
Was the Disney night, or whatever it was. My wife too. She says we'd watch Disney movies on Sunday nights. This new Disney movie on, or an old Disney movie, or something like that.
Sounds about right.
Rambo's got a plan.
Mm-hmm.
Don't die.
Let's hope it goes better than his plan in part two.
Nice. I find this little sequence coming up very intense when it starts
Mm,
going. Find there's some more. I find this whole movie has a more of an intensity to it than
yeah.
part two did. I think that's why I gravitate towards it, though. What I like about it.
Yeah. Watch out. It's not going to be that easy. Shit. Huh? Huh?
There you go, man.
Oh, now he's done it. He woke up the hornet's nest.
Yep. I just like how he's like, "Go!" It's like so serious. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like this is the shit now, man. Get the hell out of here. Like he's cornered, right? He's like a rat. He's cornered rat now.
Ooh.
Fucking one man doing this too. That's what's funny.
Yeah. The way everything's going makes it seem like an army's attacking. Oh, hello.
Lots of explosions.
Mm-hmm. Oh, damn. Oh, shit.
Oh, hey, at
Huh.
least he got injured in this.
Yeah. There's that Rambo theme.
Yeah, nice cue. Nice cue. David says, nice to watch a Rambo movie together. I always have seen the Rambo movies alone on German channels, and Rambo speaks German. Yeah. Yeah, it's fun. That's what these are for, guys. It's for the community to get together and watch what stuff we like.
Yeah.
But you could clearly see this is some big budget stuff at the time.
Yeah.
This is what big budget was. I'm sure Stallone's salary ate up a lot of it too.
Yeah.
Joanne says, "Yep, always great to watch with other fans." David, oh hell yeah!
Hmm.
You should have seen the one we watched last night on Caleb's channel. It's like I woke up with a hangover this morning. That's what.
That bad, huh?
Oh, that in a good way. I mean, it's just what a movie.
Oh yeah. It's one of those movies that you can watch drunk or sober. You'll have a good time regardless.
Isn't Daner's facial expressions hilarious when he's watching a movie?
Oh, they're hilarious. Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
you can tell when he's this like something this really makes him. He's like, what the? Hey, at least we're not watching Prom Night.
Yeah. Prom Night remake. Absolute dumpster fire.
Classic 80s shot here.
Mm-hmm.
Out of the water.
There we go. Damn, you gotta be strong as hell for that. Damn. Oh, he's got that RPG.
Yep. Do your shit.
Ooh.
All these guys moving this fucking.
Yeah. Damn.
Calls him a
Terrorist.
terrorist, right? God would have mercy. He won't. Love it. 80s cheese, man. David says, I'm cleaning my M60 rifle right now.
I wish I could have one of those.
When me and my buddy used to play war with toy guns when we were like 10, 11, 12, we go in the woods and everything. And he was so excited when he got his AK-47.
Kid, you just got shot in the leg. You ain't going anywhere but home.
Did you do this?
Oh shit, really? He's giving it away, huh? Wow. Interesting.
At least their relationship was somewhat fleshed out. It wasn't just, at least they did somewhat of a job, but he did give away a bit easily.
Yeah.
Considering who Ko was and everything. But even she wasn't really. That's the frustrating part of some of these, is that like Ko wasn't really fleshed out either
Yeah.
enough. I felt.
I kind of feel like maybe he should have given that to Troutman instead. Would have been a little bit more deserving, maybe.
Maybe, yeah, you're right. Oh, this is a great little sequence here, man. That's pretty brutal.
Ooh. Damn.
We are now watching without sound. I can hear mine. But the sound is in our heads because we have seen the film 100 times. That's true. I wouldn't need sound to watch this movie.
What's he doing here?
He's filled this whole wound full of gunpowder.
Jesus. Damn.
Right? Right?
Imagine seeing this kind of intensity in like in Predator, huh?
Right? Tim says that is Rambo. Incredible scene. Yeah.
Mm.
It's a great little it's very memorable from this movie. That's one
Yeah.
of those memorable moments, like, man, that had to hurt. Yeah, Joanne says I didn't like that he gave away Ko's necklace. I agree. Troutman would have been more deserving. Yeah. I go
Yeah.
along with Caleb on that. I agree with that.
I mean, it's
Figuring
like,
out what that meant. So
yeah, I mean, because with the kid, you don't have much history with him, you know?
no.
And being that all this is about saving Troutman in the first place, kind of would have fit better.
I'm back.
More shirtless Rambo as usual.
Tim saying, and Troutman telling him God will have mercy, Rambo won't.
I love that. It's good. Shit, man, that's especially true in the next film, right?
Yep. He puts everything into his roles, though.
Yeah.
Alone, just everything.
The Russian ape there. Oof. It's quick.
80s, it was all about snapping fucking necks.
God, this guy's a maniac. Yeah, no, I get the idea. Um, though I will say that good scenes are only part of what makes a good movie. Obviously, it's a it's a story that really has to get me captivated. Um, which is why I have Rambo Last Blood as last. Like just from this one alone, because Rambo, the movies are following the formula of Rambo going in to save somebody or somebodies. Um, you can argue on which one does it better or worse, and for me, it's kind of worse for Last Blood. I'm not a fan.
He's not invited to the next one, guys.
I know.
I'm just joking.
Some people kind of surprised.
You make valid points on that movie. It's just it works for me. There is some decision making on Rambo's part that is like why did they do it like that? But um I thought the emotion hit for me. Maybe because I know the backstory of the. It seems like a lot of people don't know that. Yeah, Rambo's father was being taken care of by the mother too, right? By the
Yeah,
maid. That like his. So I think if they would have fleshed out what happened, like the when John Rambo left, and you actually saw more of him having this adopted daughter, um, maybe that should have been the first 20 minutes of the movie, like showing all that, and maybe it would have worked better for a lot of more people.
yeah. It's just for me, it's kind of like the necessity of it. Like, did you really
Yeah.
need? Did you need it? Like, yeah, it would be like sort of like trying to scratch that itch of curiosity. Like,
Mhm.
oh, what was Rambo's life like before the war? For me, I didn't really need it because with the first four movies, I got everything I needed about Rambo.
Yeah,
I
I
really,
thought I think the first 4 are still a perfect, now here's the thing, now that you've seen 3 or
mm,
watching 3, I think the Last Blood idea should have been after this one, but I also think there should have been another movie in the late '90s of catching up where Rambo, was. Maybe Trotman dies or something, and there's a whole little story in there.
mhm.
Then he goes home. Let's say he goes home. Then then it ends with the fourth one, because if this adopted daughter of his is someone he cared about, and
uh,
he blows the shit out of Arizona there on his farm and everything, and he's on the escape, well, escape back to Thailand, and because the way how what's the word, how negative he is, in John Rambo,
Mhm.
that would have made a lot more sense. Of Whereas when you go from the end of this to John, you don't. It's weird because
Mhm.
it almost feels like there's a movie missing.
My only thing is that it would be it's almost like unnecessary to go like if you were to have the next movie have him go home and then he has to leave again and then skip over to John Rambo where he goes home again. You know what I mean? Like
It's
why
strange. It's strange.
because the whole thing was about him getting home. Like if
Yeah.
you watch Rambo 4, that was the whole thing because after First Blood, after he gets back, he comes back to the States and he experiences all the BS. That's why he leaves again. So that story aspect of coming home to
Yeah.
the BS and then him wanting to leave again, it makes sense that way. So,
Hmm.
and it would make sense that for your last film, after everything he's been through, including now this movie, it would make sense that well now he gets to go home. Like I really don't need to see him go home again, only
Yeah.
for him to get shit on again and then leave
Yeah.
again and then have
It
him come
makes
back
sense.
home again. You know what I mean? It's like you're
It makes
adding in
sense.
an extra bit of thing that's like I don't
And
know.
and the thing is, I'm not a huge fan of the way Last Blood ended because it left Rambo in limbo,
Yeah.
and I don't see Stallone doing another one at his age. Like
Yeah.
he's just getting older and older, and it's kind of like, well, you left Rambo on the run now because after the credits, you see him. He takes off on a horse,
Yeah.
and the way Stallone says it, he's probably going to be hiding out on a Native American reserve because he's part Native, the
Yeah.
character, and it's kind of like, well, so he's on the run again. Whereas Rambo 4, you ended it so well, right?
Yeah. It was a
Don't get me
classic
wrong.
open end.
Don't get me wrong. I there's a lot of things I like about Last Blood and everything, but I'm just not a big fan of the way it ended. Joanne says, yes, it was the family made. Love the idea of a little backstory in Last Blood, Jason.
Mm.
Yeah, that it's you gotta fight. You see, you gotta. Not everyone watching Last Blood probably was a Rambo fan. They went in to watch an action movie, and
Yeah.
they were probably confused a lot. Sly was proud of it though. He really liked that what the director did with everything, and I just don't like how Rambo just he gives a nice little speech at the end about I will always stand up and fight for people and stuff like that. But it's like you're in limbo again now, though. I call it limbo, but he's like, what's he? He's on the run again.
Yeah. He's back where he started. So
Yeah,
now if Rambo Last Blood is his last movie is Rambo, well, now you got yourself a like an empty
now they got to do Final Blood.
yeah.
Now we're getting the '80s one-liners that I didn't think needed to be in this movie, but well done. Charming though, it's fun.
Yeah. No, you're not.
This is another thing they're not really. They give that great speech at the beginning, but they're not executing it well. Like right there was kind of like, "I'm sorry I got you into this," and he's like, "No, you're not. This is what you're telling." But they're not really executing it very well.
Yeah.
You don't really feel that Rambo has come full circle by the end of this.
Yeah.
All the good names are taking podcasts. He says we always need '80s one-liners. Oh yeah, could do a whole video on '80s one-liners. Come down to the coast. We'll get together. We'll have a few laughs.
Mhm.
See, whenever I start watching '80s action, I want to start watching Lethal Weapon and Die Hard and all these freaking movies.
Yeah. Lethal Weapon is one of those franchises I haven't even gotten into yet.
Other watch party franchise we have to do now.
Yeah.
There it is, the famous iconic. That's like his line of like what Dirty Harry says.
Yeah.
You know, the famous Dirty Harry line.
Go ahead, make my day.
Or you feel lucky, punk.
Mhm.
Rambo's. It's I'm your worst nightmare. So this is our rendition of the forest scene from First Blood,
Right.
or the jungle scene where after Ko dies and he starts systematically taking everyone out.
Acting like a predator, if you think about it,
Yeah,
hit and run. Oops.
mind you, I don't think this is done as well as 2 or 1, but
Right. Shot up their own guy. These are the commandos, right? The
yeah,
ultimate badasses for Russia.
yeah.
It's again
Apparently,
predator, man. What the hell? Not a
I,
negative.
th-
I'm
I
enjoying
thought
this.
I thought you'd like this part.
Oh yeah, it's good. Human shield didn't work out too well. Uh-oh. Troutman with the save.
David says, Jason, when is your Rambo project coming out? I'm still waiting on people. Um, I've got 2 videos so far. I want to have at least 10 before I start. I got to have everyone's videos before I start working on my part.
Hmm.
So I'm just waiting. I got to just put another post out and get people to do a little video. So just waiting on videos. So I'd like to start working on it in May. So I'd like to get everyone's videos by May because I'm taking a little bit of time off in May.
Hmm.
Um, just a little. Like I'm not going to be as busy. So I'd like to probably work on the Rambo project during that time.
Oh boy. It's the ape. He
Yeah,
lived.
another fight against a Russian.
Right.
Joanne says, "Get your videos in, people." Then I got to work on it. Then I got to work on how I'm going to present it to y'all. So
Yeah. Oh, that was nice.
Tim says, "Interesting take on it, fellas. Love this discussion for sure."
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Rambo's fun to discuss. Still a great little franchise, man.
Yeah.
I mean, if this is your worst movie, I don't care. You're not doing too bad.
Yeah. Compared to other franchises
Well,
with
I'll go from Caleb's perspective. If Last Blood is your worst movie, I would say that's not. It's not like it's a dumpster fire like some franchises are.
I don't know. I mean, at least the filmmakers didn't go out and insult the audience for not liking it.
Yeah,
That's one positive I can say about the reception.
Joanne says it'll be worth the wait. I get though where you're coming from though, Caleb. When there's when there's a character decision that I don't like or story decision, it is hard to kind of get on board,
Yeah.
or it can be hard. I remember
Oh,
when I
nice.
saw. Yeah, that was cool. I remember when I saw John Carter in the theater.
Mhm.
It's based on Princess of Mars, an old science fiction book,
Right.
which I'm a big fan of. I read the book probably a dozen times. I was talking myself into liking it after the theater.
Mhm.
Like I was going, well, it wasn't really that bad. When you're talking yourself into liking something, you've watched a movie that really hit your nerves and you didn't like it.
Yeah, no, it makes
You're
sense.
trying to when you're trying to justify what they did, kind of thing. Someone just gave Drum Duns kind of a hard time on his Ghostbusters review.
For the new one?
Yeah, he showed the comments. He said, "Why can't you just sit down and eat some popcorn and just enjoy it for what it is?" Well, you know
Nope.
what? That
No.
you can't put yourself on those standards. I'm not. I may enjoy the Ghostbusters new movie. I may not. That's not the point. The point is that you can't just go. Why can't you just enjoy it for what it is? Well, maybe you have a certain standard for your franchises, especially Ghostbusters is considered one of the greatest movies, greatest '80s movies of all time. It's held to a certain standard.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I never really seen the necessity for doing another Ghostbusters movie after Afterlife. Like, the way it ends, yes, it's setting up for more sequels. It's just having a final Ghostbusters movie to close it off where you get to just see the original crew together one last time, and
I
we
thought it
really
was, yeah. I thought, you know what? There's that little moment at the end. You're right, but it's kind of like, that was good. You know what? They did a good job of handling everything pretty good, even though there was some familiar territory there. But I still liked it.
yeah.
Still enjoyed it.
I
But
just I just
I don't
didn't
know about the new one yet. The sequel, anyway.
yeah, I mean, I just didn't really see the necessity for it, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm hoping it's not bad. But when people usually say, "Well, why are you taking it so seriously? It's just a movie," or "Why can't you just sit back and enjoy it for what it is?" It's like, well, I'm not a mindless drone. I having standards and having some sort of self respect for what you're watching. Like, if you know you're watching garbage and you're fully accepting it, it's like, yeah, that's cool. You can have fun with a bad movie. Like, we do it all the time on our channel. I mean, my co-host watch along series, Danner's Dumpster. We That's literally what we do. We watch garbage movies and we rate it on how much we either like how bad it is or we don't like how bad it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Two guys against the whole Russian army. I love it. Tim says, if anything, Sly Master or Never Say Never. He left the door open. If nothing else, we can debate the way Rambo finished forever. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Um, oh, Caleb, no lethal weapon. What the fuck?
Like I said,
Have you seen every Die Hard movie?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Joanne says, love this. What do you think, John? John, fuck him. Yeah. My brother used to make fun of me. He goes, Rambo could never take on a whole Russian army. This is so fucking fake. He used to make fun of me for watching this movie all the time. Here's a good example. If they came back with a Goonies movie 40 years later, whatever, a lot of people would have a certain standard. A lot of fans of that movie would go, this is what I have to see for this movie to work for me. Bang, 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 bang. And if it ends up being really good, that's great. If it ends up being garbage, but when people say you just got to enjoy it for what it is, I think you're just lowering your standards of it. Some franchises I can do it. It depends what it means to me. You know what I mean? Tim says just messing with you, Caleb. We know that. More action, guys. More action. Ooh. Rambo gets hurt in this one. Rambo 2, he didn't really get hurt a whole lot. I keep saying this. You could imagine Stallone in a Predator movie. That's been fucking insane, man. That movie we watched last night, could you imagine? Could you imagine having all the 80s action guys and all the like like the Predators, the aliens, the this, the that of the 80s, all in one final smash up, man.
You got to wonder what kind of name you would give it.
Yeah.
What would you call it?
Male testosterone through the freaking roof. I don't know. David says, I don't like Die Hard and Lethal Weapon. Really? Oh my
Wow.
god. Love those movies, man. Well, most of them. I don't talk about Die Hard 5. In fact, I don't talk about anything with Jay fucking Courtney in it.
Not since Kyle Reese and Genesis, right?
Oh, he was so fucking bad in that movie. Joanne says, I think Sly said he actually almost got his head taken off by the plane in this scene. Oh, really? Wow. Tim says, I'd listen to Joanne read the newspaper. Joanne rocks. She absolutely does. She knows her Rambo. She's a huge Rambo fan. Joanne in the chat. She's got the dog tags and everything, man. Oh, he went through the ringer in this movie, man. It's just he's fucked up. Now there is an alternate ending that I saw that he Rambo actually stayed with the Afghan people as a freedom fighter, and that
Huh.
would have made his circle his character arc a bit more understandable and complete.
Mhm.
But they didn't go with that. Tim says, David, don't like Die Hard or Lethal Weapon. I almost turned off this watch party.
dedicated to the gallant people of Afghanistan.
Oh, what do you know? Next up, John Rambo. I got my little thing in the screen here. All right.
Well, that's an interesting ending for sure.
So, what did you think?
It's not bad. It's pretty enjoyable. Um, like the people that were complaining about it, people that have problems with it. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it wasn't bad.
Yeah, it's enjoyable. The whole franchise is enjoyable for me.
Yeah,
So it's but usually that one between 2 and 3, they're usually in my bottom. Um, but least favorite, I should say. I would never say it's worse. You know what I mean?
hmm
But yeah, that's Rambo 3. And but it's from it almost feels something missing because we find them in Rambo 4. He's really bitter,
yeah,
so it's almost like there's connective tissue that needs to be there.
yeah.
But you get it. You pick up John Rambo and you see, he's
It's almost like you could skip Rambo 3 and just pick John Rambo up where Rambo 2 left off. If you think about it,
yes,
because at that point he's staying in Asia, so it kind of makes sense he would end up around Burma in that area.
yeah, for sure. Joanne says, "Sorry guys, gonna have a little dinner. I'll tune back in after for John Rambo." Yeah, we're just gonna take a little. I'm gonna put a card up, mute my mic. I'm gonna change movies. Maybe make a cup of tea, come back down. Let's give everyone, I don't know, 15 minutes, Caleb.
Yeah, that's fine.
Good with that? 15 minutes. Okay,
15
this let
minutes.
me. David says, "How old are you, Caleb?"
I'm 27.
He's 27. He's a young dude. Um, okay, he says, Tim says, "I saw Goonies in the theater too. Goonies never die."
hmm
I haven't watched that movie in years and years and years and years. All right,
I
guys,
love
I've
it.
got. Um, I'm gonna change this, and then I'm gonna line everything up. But I'm gonna put a intermission card up, and we'll see you guys. And let's just give us ourselves 15 minutes,
All right,
and I'll come back on.
sounds
Let me get
good.
the intermission card up here. We are on intermission. We will be back soon.
All righty.
All right, everybody, I have returned. So that was Rambo 3. Um, Good action flick as far as I'm concerned.
Yep.
Um, I'm queued up here for at the M here.
At the
Guys all
end, all right.
along.
Give me a. All right. Looks like I am good there.
Cold down here. Hot drink. All the snow pretty much was melting today.
That's good.
Scottish Geek Guy says, "Howdy, folks. Howdy to you, man. We just finished Rambo 3. We're going on to John Rambo for the other half of the show, which this movie flies by, so this is going to go by pretty quick.
Hello.
But yeah, good to see you, man. Glad you could make it. That's not bad. We're 2 hours in.
Mm-hmm.
We are on pace, everyone. This is going to prepare us for when we do a 12-hour marathon. It cracks me up that my community, my followers want me to do that, to do a freaking whole marathon of Stallone.
I mean, if there's a yearning for it, then
Yeah. I've already done most Rocky and Rambo, though, so it'd have to be all his one-off movies, I think, would be kind of fun to do.
yeah.
If I was going to do the Stallone one. I think a Friday the 13th marathon would be fun.
Yeah.
Kind of maybe watch the first 4, or maybe the I don't know, or just pick your favorites and just do a little mini marathon.
Yeah.
Seeing Rambo 4 was just called Rambo here in the UK in the cinema was epic. A glorious return to ultra-violent form. I remember it being called John Rambo. I could have swore when I saw it in the theater they called it John Rambo here.
Yeah, for me it was Rambo as well. I think that the John Rambo part is actually for the extended version. That's what.
I think you're right.
Yeah,
About that.
I think the one I'm watching is the standard version. I don't know if you're watching standard version or extended version.
I think it's standard. It's on. I'm watching it through Prime, which is through Paramount.
Okay.
And if you see in front of my TV, there is the box set I got. So I think it has the extended version, but I don't got that playing. I don't think anyway. I do own the extended Blu-ray version of this movie somewhere in my freaking collection of freaking movies everywhere.
Cool.
Man, I bought the Predator box set just because I loved the cover of it, and it was all the Predator movies.
Did they have
not AVP? Just
No?
It's all the Predator. So I didn't care if the Predator was with it. I just liked the box set. You know what I mean? I was like, "Oh, gotta have that. That's cool." You know his his little time clock thing. It's kind of like that on the cover.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I go, "That's a really cool That's a really cool set. I gotta have that." So, all right. If everyone is back, just let me know, and we'll start. If you're a little late, you can see my TV there, and you can catch up. It's all right. Scottish Geek Guy says the Steel Book box set is beautiful. I have the DVD 10 set of the OG trilogy is also
Yeah.
and the rare Japanese metal pack of Part 4. Wow, cool.
See, Japan has a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah. Oh, and the plastic grenade set too. Yeah.
Nice.
That's cool, man. That's really cool.
Very nice.
Yeah, Bacon actually got me that set you see in front of my TV right there.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
You can get it in Canada. It was a Best Buy exclusive. And Canada, you couldn't get it, so I'd have to order it from the US. And Bacon gave it to me as a gift, and I still have stuff for Bacon here that I have to send them some stuff for that. I wanted to return the favor.
Yeah.
So still got some stuff for him, but shipping costs are freaking insane right now, and
Yeah,
I just haven't had time to get to the post office. So,
yeah.
all right,
Let's see. All right, I am now in position.
you ready?
I am.
Okay, let's do this, everyone. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. Press the wrong button. I'm gonna be behind a bit.
Okay. See, what sets this movie apart from the rest of them is that they're taking a current event happening when
Yep,
this movie was made, incorporating this real footage with real people that were fighting in the conflict.
yep. Good night, David. Thanks for dropping in. You're a real brave soldier because you're 7 hours ahead of us. So
Ooh.
I commend you for that. So awesome.
You have a good night, David.
Have a good night, my friend.
I love this title card.
Yeah. Just the look of the film, this very overcast, grayish, dead, bleak look of it all.
Yeah.
I feel like Stallone was really trying to capture a Saving Private Ryan feel.
Hmm.
And I mean, this may be his best directed movie.
Hmm.
This and Rocky Balboa, I think he really knocked them both out of the park. Tim says, "Hey guys, I'm back. The line at the concession stand was crazy. I know. To get a cup of tea in this world, what do you got to do, right?"
Right. So this actually has um, an actor I really like, Matthew Marsden. I haven't
Right?
seen him in much, but I
Schoolboy,
love
right?
him. Yeah, Schoolboy.
Scottish Geek Guy says this and Rocky Balboa for sure is his best work. I think so.
Hmm.
Um, as far as I'm talking as his director, sitting in the director's chair. Also, you got the guy who's razzing him on the boat. Craig McTavish, is that his name?
Graham McTavish.
Graham. He he's also in Creed. He
Oh yeah.
plays the guy Creed fights. Pretty Ricky Conlon. He's his manager
Hmm.
in Creed. So, and Brian Tyler did a great job on the score.
Oh yeah,
Pairing the
especially with the Rambo theme too, bringing
oh,
back
so
the
good.
"It's a Long Row," but in an more actiony sense.
Yep.
Just instruments, no lyrics.
Yeah, Graham McTavish. Sorry.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's it. That's right, man. A fellow Scottish guy. Yeah, he's in one of my the show about the Scottish girl who goes back in time. And she's in the 1700s. What the hell's that called? He's in that. He's one of the he's in the clan, one of the Scottish clan there. Oh, I forget what that's called. Pretty good show though.
I think that this one I'm watching actually is the extended cut, possibly.
Well, it's all right. Don't worry about it.
For you, when the title card opened, did it say John Rambo or just Rambo?
I think it just said Rambo.
Okay, mine said John Rambo, so this is the extended cut. Okay.
You know what?
Hmm?
I think one of mine is the extended cut too, because my video is way off.
Yeah, you and me are probably watching the same one then. Yeah, right now he's approaching the guys in the dock.
Yes. I got the boat. He's coming up with the boat on what I'm personally watching right now.
Yeah,
But on my thing here, he's already off the boat. On
right.
my down here, so I don't know what the hell happened.
Yeah, I think the one you're playing on screen there is the standard version, the theatrical. I mean,
Yeah,
that's cool.
that's all right. I think
Now
we'll be fair.
we're
Yeah, I think it'll be fairly close.
yeah. Now I'm in the snake area.
Yeah, it just cut to that just
Yeah.
now. For me.
Yep.
So
See, okay,
just
so he's in Thailand right now.
yeah,
This is more credence why I think that it's like if you skip over Rambo 3 and go straight to this after 2, then it would make more sense.
yeah. It's like in a lot of ways he's ignoring it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Kind of sucks though.
Yeah. So just to be aware, everyone in the chat, that what you're seeing on screen is a bit ahead, or maybe not. A little bit. It's a little
A
bit,
little bit, yeah, because
or a little bit behind actually. No, it's a little ahead. It's a little ahead. Yeah. That's all right though. Don't worry about it. Tim says I love Graham McTavish in this movie. His character don't give a fuck. Just here for the money. Yeah. But you know
yeah,
what? He learns to respect Rambo by the end of it, and
yeah.
he's one of the better characters when he's telling them all to fuck off at the end and have a go at me, you fucking piece.
Wankers. Yeah.
This has great characters in it.
Listen, I love the British, like the European, the UK in that area. I love when they start swearing. I don't know what it is, but a few YouTubers I follow, they just when they start raging, it's great. I get
Funny.
a good laugh at it.
So our main girl here, Sarah, Julie Benz, is at the Comic-Con in June.
Ooh, nice.
So she's known for Dexter, though, I think. I don't know her for that.
Yeah.
I know her for this movie. So I'm
Yeah,
hoping to take my steelbook and get her to sign it, but I'm gonna ask her, man, you went through the frickin', you went through some real physical shit in that movie.
Yeah.
Like I want to ask her about her experience. Like did Sly really push you into the character and stuff like that?
Fuck the world.
Tim, have a go at me. That was awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
See, I remember her from Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah, she's
That's
been in a
how-
lot,
That's
but
how
it's
I
kind of
remember
funny.
her.
This is what I know her for.
Yeah.
And she was in Punisher Warzone with Ray Stevenson.
Hmm.
Not the greatest movie, but a great fucking Punisher.
Yeah. Wasn't talking to anybody.
Yeah, he's bitter as hell in this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he would have left Rambo 2 bitter.
Yeah.
Like Rambo 3 kind of does not make sense in the whole continuity.
Right.
The one we just watched. So
Yeah.
it's like he wanted to retcon that and give you a sequel.
Yeah.
The rest.
Maybe because of the reception of the film, maybe that's why he kind of skips over it a bit. Now, here's a good question. You think that if Richard Crenna was still alive, you think they would have tried to bring him back for this one?
Oh, I think so. I don't think in an action piece, but
Yeah.
in some way. I know at one time Stallone was he at one time they were toying with the idea of something happening to Trotman's daughter,
Hmm.
and in Rambo there was a connection there because or she enlists him for help or something. I don't know. This is a lot of rumors and stuff like that. I don't know the actual details, but that could have been cool to have a connection then to a character.
Yeah.
And this is a scary dude, man. Like this is complete fear. Um,
Damn.
like we're gonna cut your tongues out and everything if you don't do what we ask. This is this is complete genocide.
Yeah.
If I digress a bit, I mean, one thing I really love about Rogue One and Star Wars is that you really felt like that you don't fuck with the Empire. Like that it was a scary, they're a scary regime,
Yeah.
and the people, the characters in Rogue One, were portraying that really well.
Hmm.
Like things they have to do to survive, and I think this is why I like that one so much.
Yeah.
It gave you a more gritty feel of what was really going on when they took over in power and stuff.
I think that there were some parts of this extended cut that I didn't particularly like. Like they were small things, but um, there were some parts of it I just
Yeah,
didn't. That
he
I
cut
think that
up.
the theatrical bit was better in
Yeah,
certain cases.
they cut out they cut out the romance between these two that was uh flourishing kind of,
Yeah.
and I thought they didn't need any of that, so he cut all that for a good reason.
Yeah. I think they were trying to, kind of call back to part two with
Yeah,
that.
I do like because our church does stuff like this.
Yeah.
They go on and they can't even talk about their names and what they're doing there because they're protected. They can't blow their protection.
Yeah.
Um, doing stuff like this. I'm not saying they're doing it in Burma, but they what they did is they went over and built houses and homes for people in other countries like this, and
Yeah.
so I guess I could relate to it a bit. Like you got these people who are so noble who don't even bring weapons with them. It's honorable, right?
Yeah. Except
So
this movie kind of shows you that the mindset of I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
yeah,
Because you try and match this brutality with peace, they're going to walk all over you. It comes to a point where you have to use corresponding aggressive force to
yeah,
establish that peace that you're fighting for. Because peace doesn't come easy,
yeah.
especially when you have people like this.
I'd be scared
You
of
know what?
shit going over to a place like that.
Yeah. You know, when this whole movie, um, this whole movie reminds me. Well, let me rephrase it. When I went, look, excuse me, Jesus. When I went to go see Sound of Freedom, when
Yeah,
he infiltrated in that camp,
yeah,
I got Rambo vibes from that.
yeah. That was a good movie.
Yeah,
It's not one I want to sit through very often, but
yeah,
me and my wife were like this. I as soon as it started, told my wife, I said, "Dear, you got to get in here and watch this. This is." It
yeah.
was like it was that opening scene and everything. I was just like,
Hmm.
this is intense. Just the way they took his children.
Yeah.
how they did it. It was just like that fast.
Yeah.
That fast. Posing as these, you think nothing of it. You go to pick them up, then they're fucking gone, man. Like,
It's one of those things. Like that whole movie.
yeah.
Welcome back.
Hey, Joanne, glad you're back. Unfortunately, I'm watching the theatrical edition, but what you're seeing on the screen is the extended cut, I believe.
I
So
think
it's
it's the
just
other way
kind of like,
around.
is it?
Yeah, because
Okay.
from what I'm
Oh,
seeing on
fuck.
it, like the movie was ahead of me when we started. The
Yeah.
one on the bottom. But yeah, so seeing Sound of Freedom, I could just imagine Rambo being in that position because it was a similar environment and a similar situation, similar enough anyway.
Yeah, I should have checked on Prime why it probably just gives you the extended cut.
Mm.
Probably what it was. So, anyways, I'm actually at they're crossing the river right now.
Okay,
Well,
so you're ahead of me then. That's God, that is so weird.
where are you?
They're still talking. What we're seeing right now on the bottom.
Oh, I'm not even there. That's weird. Here, you know what I'll do? I'll pause for now. I'm gonna pause and let this catch up
Okay.
because it's my
This
timestamp
actually
1652.
okay.
What's your timestamp?
Let me see. 1712.
That doesn't make sense. That's weird.
This whole dialogue exchange is actually pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Because in the theatrical cut, this gets cut where she says,
Yeah.
you know, she's like, and what is? And then he just says, go home. But this one, he says
Yeah.
that we're animals, that human beings are animals. He
Yeah.
goes into full detail. That's, oh.
I'm just kind of watching from
And
the
now he
bottom
says,
now.
go home. See, right there, they're ahead of me. It's ahead of me. Just by a bit.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, I guess that one at the bottom is the theatrical one. I think I'm just the one that's behind a bit.
Yeah, that's a much longer conversation they're having
Yeah.
than what played in mine. I think I'm watching the theatrical cut,
Okay.
but down there is the extended cut. I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yes, she is. Joanne is back. So I
Welcome
just put
back.
mine. I'm gonna be off a lot during this movie. So are you at the river yet, Caleb?
Mm-mm. No.
No,
What you're
still
seeing at
on
the bottom,
That's where you. Okay.
I'm about like 3 to 4 seconds, give or
Okay. All
take,
right.
behind what's
I'll
at
wait,
the bottom.
I'll wait for you guys to catch up because I want to talk about this boat scene coming up. So
Yeah.
I just want to be in line for a minute.
I might try and advance it just so I'm lined up with the with what's at the bottom there.
All right, no worries.
Let's see. All right.
Rambo never took any money.
Connor?
Sarah Connor. Boring boat ride.
Mm. Well, the dialogue they're having right now is pretty good.
Yeah.
Sixth grade teacher. Wow. You know, I'd almost make my own cut of this movie, like keeping in certain parts of the extended cut, then cutting out the other bits to mix with the theatrical. I can see why he cut a lot of this dialogue because it is kind of filler to a certain extent. Though I'm enjoying it because you're kind of getting a little bit more backstory for Julie here, and then
Right.
Rambo kind of warming up to her. I'm digging it.
Yeah, definitely. It's fleshing out their conversation.
It's actually a good thing they're doing it too because you're going to care that much more when they get captured.
All right, here we go. I'm lined up now.
Man.
I'll probably go off again, guys, but because of this extended cut. But his senses are always on high alert.
Yeah.
He knows how dangerous this shit is.
Well, I mean, he's lived here long enough. He
Yeah.
kind of expects it.
Joanne says, "Good point, Caleb. Totally."
Thank you.
So what I like about what's coming up here is when Rambo tries to negotiate with them. So we're not talking while it's going on. When he
Mhm.
tries to negotiate with them, and then we realize he's not. He has to resort to violence now. He has no choice. And how he sees their guns, he's lining everybody up. He does it within seconds. This is a soldier, a man of action, and I just love how fast he does it. Like, and then this unloads on them, right?
Yeah. I mean, he was special forces on top of that. He wasn't just a soldier. He was
Yep.
special ops.
Trained to kill. That's right.
Yeah.
And this guy's saying money. They don't want money. These people don't care about freaking money. It's actually very animalistic. Don't
Yeah.
look them in the eye like they're just a freaking animal. They're just animals. You know what I mean? In a certain degree, they are. Like,
Well, I mean, now that line that he says in the extended cut to Julie, it makes sense. He says, "Don't look
yeah.
them in the eye," just like you wouldn't look certain animals in the eyes.
Woman! Imagine being her, how terrified you'd be in that moment.
Yeah.
Joanne says this scene was so intense. Oh, yeah. Whole movie's intense.
Yeah. See, he's not. He realizes what he has to do. Like
Yeah.
he's at that age where he doesn't necessarily want to have to resort to the violence because he's already seen the bloodshed. He's had to do it.
There he is, eyeing everyone up.
It's like, and that's it. Mm-hmm. Mm. Bye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bloody brutal.
You have to be for pricks like this. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's how you solve a problem.
Yeah. If I were watching this, my wife would go, would this fucking guy shut up? And when Rambo this grabs him by the throat. You're not going to change anything.
You're not going to change anything. He's a lot more aggressive in the theatrical cut at this point. Like as far as
Yeah.
turning back. But this one they have more dialogue.
I mean, that would have, that was just, these are just regular people, right? Bringing
Yeah.
medicine in. That would have shook them right up.
Yeah.
That shit right there, they would have never seen anything like that. And also that he's not just a boatman.
Yeah. Graham McTavish, man. He's the boatman. And he stays with the fucking boat.
He stays on the fucking boat. You know what they do? They send the devil.
To do God's work.
Who are you reporting it to? Who do you think the police are going to come and do something?
Taking a life is never right. Doesn't have to be right, just has to be necessary.
Mhm. See, to me, that's a survival situation. God will give you a pass.
Yeah. She gave him her necklace. You see, once again, parallels. There's a lot more parallels to part two than some
Yeah.
might realize. I mean, and it's not just the jungle setting, though. That does play a huge factor.
Right. Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, Rambo's going into a military camp to rescue POWs in a sense, because Burma's in the middle of a civil war.
Yeah.
Now, granted, the Vietnam War wasn't a civil war; it was a full blown war, but the parallel is still the same. I love how he goes back here just to destroy the damn boat.
Yep. Get rid of the evidence.
Yeah. I'd take the weapons first, though. Can probably sell them.
There's some nice shots in here, though.
Yeah, for sure. I think they were on location too, right? If I remember correctly.
He couldn't film in Burma, so I think he's in Thailand.
Yeah, Thailand.
Yeah. Sometimes, yeah, he'd report it, and then they'd say, "Why in flying fuck were you going to Burma?" Right?
Okay, this is interesting. So the extended cut has flashbacks of what he just did.
That's
Almost dealing with
interesting.
that, like dealing with that PTSD type thing in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, there it goes again. That's interesting. It's very interesting.
Gonna blow the boat up.
Yeah, this extended cut is really showing his rage on this thing. Hmm. Wow.
I like this little village scene here because it's pretty calm. You know, they're in there doing what they have to do.
Yeah. This part kind of
I like,
reminds me of Rambo 3.
yeah.
Just a bit, where they're in the infirmary and such.
And then the attack comes out of nowhere. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's insane. It gets freaking crazy here. Yeah, Tim says, yeah, Sly had actually shown footage of his kids and Jennifer visiting him on set of this movie. Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
that. They were just little. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's a little look she gives right here. Like almost like she's thinking of what Rambo was telling her.
Yeah.
She's just seeing all what these people are going through every day.
They didn't hold back on this movie either. Like they
No.
really wanted to sell you on the gravity of this situation. Showing the kids get gunned down too.
You could
Because
feel,
usually,
yeah, you could feel, you could taste everything about war here. Like
yeah,
this is about as close as to a war I'd ever want to be.
yeah,
And later scenes, they're ripping all the clothes off the girls. The girls are terrified.
yeah.
Like here, they're throwing babies in the fire and everything. It's just crazy. Look at that, pulling the girl by her hair. Just fucking
Yeah.
animals. Just animals. The way Sly directed this, though, is it's his experience as a director really shows
Yeah.
over the everything
Oh, look
he's
how they
learned over
just
the
cutting
years.
off the goddamn limbs. Jesus.
Yeah.
Just threw the kid in the fire. Just
Yeah. Now, if they were oh, a good, if they ever went back and showed like a prequel to Rambo with him with his team in Vietnam,
yeah,
this is the kind of tone I would want to see with it.
yeah,
This is, or at least a First Blood tone, like a, but because he talks about the shoe shine box and everything, right?
right.
This is what I'd want to. This is how I think it should be handled. Then he does this really slow mo dramatic effect, and Brian Tyler's score,
Yeah,
beautiful. Not look at not beautiful what I'm watching, but
yeah.
beautiful on selling the effect.
You know what I'd like to see? This is kind of like a fan fiction type thing idea. I'd have a situation like this, but instead of Rambo, have a Predator, and see how the Predator, is seeing how humanity is treating its own kind. Like
Yeah,
it would, like I would imagine the Predator would take issue because of their honor code, right?
yeah.
The Predator seeing how they're just gunning down defenseless people, like it would be
Setting up the
intrigued
Predator
to,
as a good guy would be kind of
yeah, be
and,
kind of weird, but I mean, it's like enemy of my enemy type thing, you know?
yeah.
I don't know. That's just me. I look what I just gave you. I did this shit as a kid. Like when I watched this movie, I literally did it. I was like, man, what would happen if you had a predator in here? That'd be
Yeah.
so cool. That's what I do. That's my brain doing weird stuff.
It's a cool little homage to this franchise.
Yeah, I think that the theatrical cut did it better in the sense than it will do here because I think in this one it adds in some stuff that was like, no, I think I like the theatrical version of the flashback better. God, just treating them like shit, man.
Blue light.
Blue light.
Is he in his hut right now? Is that where you are?
No, right.
You're
If you
here,
look at
right?
yeah, where
Okay.
the bottom screen shown out, and he shouldn't have looked him in the eye. Yeah, see, he didn't heed Rambo's warning.
Yeah.
Now we're getting to the flashback.
All right. Yeah, I'm ahead of that because of the what I'm watching is not that's is the extended cut.
Cover your
Must
calling
be
Raven. Come on, now.
because I didn't have that in my scene in my movie.
Full blooded. You just don't turn it off.
Joanne
Don't
says
win this over.
the shoe
Sorry.
shine box story was an actual story Sly read or heard from a real vet. Oh man, if that shit's real, if that was actually a real story. That's,
Mm,
that
yeah,
sucks. That's great for putting it in there to make it more real, though.
yeah. Till you come full circle.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. He's dealing with the same stuff he dealt with in Rambo 3.
I'm pretty sure like a lot of people were like, "Oh my god, is that Richard Crenna?"
This is kind of like Rambo 3 now
Yeah,
with the Kurtwood Smith coming up to him.
yeah.
Tim says, so far this Rambo we also saw in the theater. There was a bunch of us wanted to see it, but the scheduling was problems. A large group made it hard to go. I saw it twice. I saw this twice in the theater. I went with my wife, and then we went with friends. And the girls went and saw their movie. Us guys went and saw this.
Mhm.
And I wasn't completely on board with this movie when I first saw it. It was one of the situations like, I didn't like it
Well,
like I do now. I don't. This one really grew on me.
I
And
think it's because with Rambo, they had serious tones and serious stories, but with that said, a lot of it was more like that cheesy 80s action,
yeah,
you know.
one thing I just couldn't. I was like, I didn't really like that he had a team and everything, and I was just like, I felt like he was sidelined
Mm,
for. And then when he kicks ass and everything, I obviously like it, but I was like, then I thought to myself, like, wait, he's older now. He's not going to be shirtless and going off.
yeah.
It was like I was still caught in the '80s cheese of Rambo rather than now. It's my second favorite Rambo movie.
Yeah. This is interesting. So instead of having a voiceover from Rambo, this time it's the pastor that's has a voiceover. He's doing a prayer. That's interesting. I forgot how different the theatrical cut
Yeah,
was to this.
I'll have to go back and watch it.
Here, I'll send you a link to the one I'm watching, so you can check it out whenever you want to. I mean, you have the Blu-ray, so I guess it
Yeah,
doesn't
I
matter.
have it. It's there. It's just what I'm watching and listening to is not it. Must be a much longer film.
Yeah.
These guys are great. These mercenaries. Tim says, so my buddy and I said, fuck it, drove to the theater, unbelievable snowstorm. I went to the theater. We walked in. There was only 6 people in the theater. We weren't missing Rambo. Dedication. When I bought this set that you guys have seen of Clubber Lang, Ivan Drago, um, I got Rocky. When I bought all this set at once, all these little figures.
Yeah.
Paula Creed, I got Rocky, I got 2 Dolphs, 2 Clever Langs. So the guy's like, let's meet up at where was it? Let's meet up at it's about 40 minutes from me into the city. It's biggest snowstorm. One of the biggest snowstorms. And I said, okay, I can still meet you. It's gonna take me a while though. It was like, your life is in general danger kind of snowstorm. And I was
Yeah.
like, so once I picked these up though, I was like, they were worth it.
Yeah.
You get fucked up or you get dead.
Here's Graham.
Oh, Rambo's just staring at.
Yeah.
Does the trip get you nervous, mate? Fran Sanchez, 2021. How you doing, brother? He said, "Hi
Hello
guys,
there.
can't believe I'm missing this." Well, I did my best to advertise it, so I can't do much more than that. So, but I'm glad you're here anyway. We're just at we're on the boat ride now. Well,
Yeah.
Rambo's taking boat ride lessons here. Or he's getting
Graham.
havoc. He's getting havoc from Graham.
There's Mr. Marsden. I love this guy. Don't know who you're talking to, you asshole. Schoolboy. Now, was the guy singing in your cut?
Yes.
So we didn't get that in this one. In the
Yeah, these are different, man. These are freaking. It's strange. And then mine didn't go right to Mr. Schoolboy. Mine went back to the battalion. It's already happened for you.
Huh.
Yeah. Strange.
Yeah, I like to think of the boat ride scene as the chopper scene in Predator. Just a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. Very similar.
You're in a fucking jungle, bust nuts. There's nothing to like. That's a good one.
Like, you're getting off the boat now.
Yeah.
Buddy's telling Rambo on mine right now that they send the devil in. All that.
You know what? Oh my god, they cut
cut it out.
Cut that out.
Yeah. This is not. They need to make a perfect cut of this.
I'm gonna do it myself with everything going on right now. Jesus. John Rambo, the ultimate cut. Please get it done, because
this is where my wife was like, watching this, and she's like, "Oh, Rambo can't go with them."
yeah.
What's the fucking boatman doing?
He's the boatman. He stays with the fucking boat.
All the good names are taken. Blake, how you doing, buddy? He says, "Hey, Backtrack, hope all is well, buddy. I'm good, man. I hope all is well with you, and hope your channel's doing well. All that. Love watching you guys. Love watching Ronnie and Blake doing their thing." Fran Sanchez, you said a little bit earlier, but I agree that this does seem like a remake of Rambo 3 in a way, but without any of the corny moments. Yeah, it does. It's like they retconned it.
Yeah.
Fran Sanchez comes up in much more realistic violence. Yeah.
Yeah.
Completely agree.
I mean, obviously, they didn't fully retcon it out of existence, because the flashback scene shows Rambo 3. You hear Troutman saying coming full circle, so it's still relevant. It's one of those things where they just kind of skirt it.
Yeah. Yeah, so Sly cut little pieces of dialogue out and inserted it into different spots, or he just cut it out completely.
Yeah. Kill the animals too. Damn.
Even those people are fucking dead. Even though they killed the fucking dogs. Brutal, man.
Hmm. Oh, there's the dog.
Fran Sanchez says, I do prefer the extended cut, though it had some of the gore cut. I think it's a bit more emotional resonance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm missing some of the dialogue here. I mean, really, I'm just focusing on the boat ride one. Hmm.
Movie Jeff says we need one more proper final Rambo film. Yeah.
We're watching it.
Yeah. Yeah, we just didn't, like we've talked about this through the stream about he's kind of in limbo now, and it's unfortunate.
See, the thing is like Rambo has he has a style to him, like certain traits that you just don't change.
Yeah.
Like I miss Rambo with the long hair. Like Rambo, for the most part, has always had the long hair. Even in the first one, granted it was a little shorter, but for 3 films he had that long hair, and then they bring him back, and I get it. He's in more civilized territory, but I don't know. Like certain traits, I always look for in a Rambo film, and
I wonder if anyone's. I wonder if you could put the same argument with the trailer for The Crow. How he's got short hair, but Brandon Lee had long hair. You know what I mean?
well, the thing is with that trailer and that movie is that it's a whole different animal.
Yeah.
Because for the Crow, you know, that's Brandon Lee's legacy. At that point, it's more than just a movie, just because of the fact that Brandon Lee died while making it. And as Danner has said, my co-host, there's certain things you just don't touch.
Yeah,
And
it's.
the Crow was
I can
one of
see
those
that.
things.
You know what I mean? And it seems like a lot of the cast of the original Crow are saying that, like, this is just like the man died doing this movie. You're trying
Yeah.
to, I don't know. I'm not saying it's going to be shit, but I'm just saying. Although I think every movie's divisive these days.
Yeah. I mean, as far as a Crow movie's concerned, yeah, I think it's going to be shit because it's not the Crow. If people are giving compliments on it, oh, it's like John Wick or it's like Batman. Once again, I'm gonna quote my co-host. You know, if it's gonna be like those movies, then I can just go see those movies. A Crow movie should feel like the Crow.
That's my problem. That's my
You know?
problem with it. It feels like a John Wick film, where the Crow was never felt. The Crow was a very unique comic book, very dark gothic vibe to it that
Yeah.
at least tried. If they would have tried for that, or at least a rendition of it, I think that's. I don't know. It'd be like remake Sin City, and then you made Sin City look like John Wick.
Yeah.
It wouldn't. Would it work? That movie had such a unique style to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fran says the speech between Rambo and the Julie Benz character is great. I don't know why Stallone cut it in the first place.
Yeah, I mean, I can see
Pacing,
why.
I think.
Yeah, because it kind of drags on. I mean, I like it too. I like it.
I was never the biggest fan of The Crow, but like everything else these days, it doesn't need to be remade. That seems to be the general consensus with a lot of people, is that things just don't need to be remade.
I mean, they keep recycling the same ideas.
Now, if what my wife and I were talking about this, we like remakes when they actually do something completely different with it. I guess a reimagining, depending how it's executed, because then you're getting a completely different experience. like we've been talking about it, Cable, with our MonsterVerse.
Hmm.
Peter Jackson's King Kong. He took everything that was great about the classic, but he added stuff to it.
Yeah.
Where that's a perfect remake for me. Like that movie, Peter Jackson's King Kong, is
Mhm.
probably a perfect remake. Um, in that sense.
Yeah.
But why aren't they remaking shit movies that had great ideas in them? Like that, like an older movie that, this would have been really good if they did this.
Yeah.
Like, why are they remaking like movies that are like such cult classics and such movies that they're just not going to compare? Like, go for the movies that had a good idea in it but wasn't executed well,
Yeah.
and rehash it up, or come up with an original story.
Yeah. That's the idea.
Joanne, and boom, there's Rambo. Now they're going to see who they're dealing with. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Bacon says I'm excited for the new
Hey,
Crow. I think it looks badass.
what's going on, Bacon?
What's going on, Bacon?
Oh, come on, Bacon. You're excited for the new one? It looks so. It
Another
doesn't
man
look
with
like the
strong
Crow.
opinions.
Shit, man.
Uh,
Me and
Fran-
Bacon will debate Rob Zombie's Halloween and Halloween 2 all day.
I like Halloween too. That's me. But I understand why it's divisive. Like, I understand why people don't like it. I get it.
Well, I always say that it's not Halloween, it's its own thing. And because it's its own thing, you really shouldn't call it Halloween.
Put it this way: I'm not gonna go and put my ass in the seat for the Crow. I'll wait for it. You know what I mean?
Hmm. I mean, I'm like Danner. I have no desire or
I
a
know.
need to see it because look at every sequel after the original. It's like, yeah, different time. It's just that trailer said so much.
Yeah.
The mere fact that people are saying things like, "Oh, well, it looks like this movie or this movie." It's like, well, yeah, that's great and everything if you like those movies. It's just it's not it doesn't feel like The Crow. It doesn't feel like that original film. And the mere fact that it's not even just that they're remaking it, but they're using the same character of Eric Draven.
Yeah.
It'd be one thing if they were doing a completely different story based on The Crow and calling it The Crow, right? It's just that the trailer, they said Eric Draven's name. Like, I'm not crazy, right? They said, I remember them
I think
saying
so.
Eric Draven. And
Yeah.
that's
It's
where I'm like, no. You want to remake The Crow? Remake one of the shitty sequels.
I'm not very optimistic about the movie, but I never was though. I was never like, why did he? It's been on. It's been they've been trying to remake it for years, and I'm like, well, at one point Jason Momoa was going to be the Crow, and I was just like, what? Why are they remaking this? Does it?
Yeah,
I mean, because I just find the original is so perfect. I've never seen any of the sequels, by the way, either.
neither have I, but
Um,
I've seen trailers.
yeah. Franz Sanchez said, "Did you guys see the Beetlejuice 2 trailer? I know it was only a teaser, but I found it kind of depressing. It looks like it's going the Ghostbusters Afterlife route. I haven't watched
Yeah,
it yet,
neither have I.
but that one, I guess because the original cast is all on board, there must be something there, and it's Tim Burton's directing it.
Hmm.
It's not like that. I think that's what makes it somewhat okay. This is the original director coming back. This is the original cast coming back with added characters. So,
Yeah, I mean, I've
um,
only seen the original once. I'm not as invested in it, but I'm very much excited for it. But I'm not a diehard fan of the original either. Yeah, I mean, look, if you're someone that kind of had like, oh yeah, the Crow was decent, like if you're like an average enjoyer of it, then I can understand why a remake might be more appealing, and that may or may not be the case for many movies where you have people that may not have been as invested in the originals. So when they see a remake that looks interesting to them because of it has more modern sensibilities and modern attributes, it might
Yeah.
be more appealing. But for people who like grew up with it, right? They know the history of that original
Yeah.
film, and they see the trailer and how it feels just like another modern revenge thriller that has the Crow name slapped onto it. Again, it's not merely just a remake. They're reusing the same character of Eric Draven when they could have just done another movie in the franchise having a character, having that same sort of story or a similar story where that was established in the first film, but don't call the character Eric Draven. You know, that's a people are pissed and certifiably so. I mean, the director of the movie came out and was speaking about it.
Yeah.
You have so many people coming out because it's one of those movies that it's like I said, Danner said it. It's one of those things you just don't touch. Just leave it alone in the '90s with its '90s aesthetic, with the
Yeah.
very strong gothic overtones and the rock and roll soundtrack. It's all very much a product of its time, and it should stay that way because it is that good,
Yeah.
and it's something that couldn't be remade today. Like you're not going to capture that same spirit based on the trailer. No, they're not capturing the same spirit. They're doing their own version of The Crow, but they're using the same name of Eric Draven, and I'm just not jiving with it.
Yeah. I mean, you got good points there. It didn't wow me either. I was just like, I was the one who said it looks like John Wick, and it just feels like it's going to be a generic action flick that we've seen.
Yeah,
Not that John Wick's not generic, but it's using that style. I mean,
yeah.
um, all right. Fran Sanchez says it's all about that brand recognition, though. They never remake films that should be remade. Though the new Doom movies are a rare example.
Mhm. Yeah, I've never seen the original Dune.
Yeah,
One of
yeah.
those things I'm as invested.
He makes a good point though. They never remake the movies that should be remade. Where it was like, you could really do something with this because it never really took off.
Yeah, I remember Bradley Cooper was going to be Eric Draven at one point.
Yeah,
It was right after he did the first Hangover, so I don't know how well that would have worked. I can't really see him as Eric Draven. Again, one of those things. Brandon Lee. That was so much about the original. It just
Tim says our kids won't watch any of the original movies from the '80s, like Footloose. They like the remake, but won't watch the original. The Footloose remake was fucking garbage, man. God,
see in those cases. I show the kids the originals first.
yeah.
I enforce it. I reinforce it in their heads how good they were. See right here, this part right here reminded me of a scene in Sound of Freedom when
Yeah,
he's in the hut hiding under the bed.
yeah.
Body slams this guy.
There's been many times too. I've watched the remake first, then went back to the original, and still like the original more.
Yeah,
So
you do have some of those cases where that's what's happening.
it just depends. I
Yeah,
like when he
right
rips
here.
this guy's throat out.
This is what I was feeling in Sound of Freedom.
Yeah.
Like that just you know what? In the theatrical version, that scene went on longer. I felt like.
I'm watching the theatrical right now, and he's still ripping his throat out. So
You're
yeah.
okay.
So it has its positives, it has its negatives. It's because my brain's on two thin movies. That's right. What
Yeah.
I'm watching down there is extended, but this is the theatrical. Tim says like the Lethal Weapon TV series they tried to do. Yeah, no thanks. That was a TV version was bullshit. Yeah,
Mhm.
it just didn't. You're talking about the best comedy. Caleb hasn't seen it yet, but the
Yeah.
chemistry between Danny Glover and Mel Gibson is just crazy. Um, Sound of Freedom was so much better made than people gave it credit for. One of the few films last year that I genuinely enjoyed. Yeah, it was one of the better
Yeah.
movies I saw.
It was good. Very good. And that movie faced so much resistance. Like people
Oh
didn't
yeah,
want to have it shown in theaters, any streaming services.
yeah. Politics aside, with all that stuff, it's just a good action thriller. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just who was. It's just because Jim Caviezel is uh has his own personal views on things, and he attacked him.
Well, it's also the subject matter
Yeah,
because
exactly.
that subject matter is something that is a lot more prominent in Hollywood than you might think.
Yeah.
And people don't really want to get into it because, well, I mean, certain things very controversial to say the least.
Joanne says I didn't like the TV remake of the Lethal Weapon either. Tim, yeah, I didn't. I couldn't get into it.
Now, I heard about it, but it never captivated me.
You want to watch a good show? Is Jim Caviezel's Person of Interest? It's
Hmm.
really good. It's kind of like Terminator mixed with Batman
Hmm.
into one, where they got this machine that can predict terrorist attacks,
Yeah,
but it
that's
doesn't. That's how they made it, but it predicts every crime. And
that sounds like
so
a Minority Report with Tom
yeah,
Cruise.
so you got this genius guy who's kind of like the brain
Yeah,
who built the machine, and Jim Caviezel's the soldier, the Batman end of it, if you will,
yeah,
who goes and figures out what whenever it spits out a name on the machine, he's got to figure out if they're a culprit or if they're the victim. And
hmm.
so really good show. It was 5 seasons. Um but he's a badass in it, man. Jim Caviezel's a badass in the show.
Hmm. Here's an extra scene with Sarah and Rambo here tying up her feet
Yep.
because her soles are bleeding.
Tim says like this Roadhouse remake now. I kind of enjoyed that. I thought it was fun, the Roadhouse remake but they did it in their own fun way.
Hmm.
So that's all in a nutshell. That's what I got out of it.
I've never seen the original.
I think you'd like it. It's fun. It's cheesy, Swayze, sexy fun, man. I was really missing Jeff Healey though, and the remake did its own music.
Mhm.
Jeff Healey's dead now, but Jeff Healey did all the music in the original. Like he's in the movie playing
Yeah,
at the bar. I think there's a lot of that charm that just was, but they knew that. They said, let's just make our own fun movie.
yeah.
Hey, Brad, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, how you doing, Brad?
He said, what's up, guys? Love this flick.
Yeah, that's great.
Oh, yeah, it's so good.
Hey, Brad, how did you enjoy Terminator?
Oh, yeah, you guys just came off Terminator. He's seen it 100 times, man. He must. Was Terminator Brett Man's first watch?
I'd imagine not.
No, I don't think so. Caleb, you got to keep some of those comments to yourself. You're going to start another riot.
Hey, you know what? Brad can be a testament to it because Brett, man, and me have an entire laundry list of movies we've never seen.
Right?
I keep telling him we got to start a watch along series called My First Time, and it pissing everybody off.
Brad says, man, love the hell out of T1. Right up there with T2. No, it wasn't. Yeah, I knew it wasn't his first time. Fran Sanchez says, haven't seen the Roadhouse remake yet. It seems like it could be entertaining, but you can tell it doesn't have the sleazy charm of the original. No, it didn't. It didn't go for any kind of sleaze, which I thought was kind of missing in it too.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it wasn't. It was fine. It was fun, right? But I don't go into these remakes thinking it's going to be as good as the original. Right there, you're going to lose every time. If you go into something thinking it's going to be as good as the original, you're going to set yourself up for being disappointed.
Yeah.
I mean, how many remakes are as good or if not better than the original?
Not too many.
Like, I know there was talks of Tarantino wanting to remake First Blood.
Mm.
Now, mind you, if he did it more like the book, because Stallone changed a lot of things.
Yeah.
If it was more in line with the book, I think you'd get a different experience. And maybe that's the way to go with something like that. But if someone said if someone said we're remaking Rocky, I'd be like Untouchable. That's one of the few movies I will say that I think it was a movie that had a what do you call it? Lightning in a bottle.
Yeah.
It had the right writer. Stallone came out at the right time. It had the right cast, perfect cast. Everything just aligned with that movie. So I'll say that much.
Yeah, I'm really thinking to myself that, again, I'm going to reference what Danner said because what he said is
Yeah.
true. There's just certain things you don't touch. And you really have to ask yourself, what is the purpose in remaking these things? Like, what is the obsession with remaking things? Like, okay, they want to do another First Blood. They want to remake First Blood. Why? Like, okay, you want to do one that's faithful to the book. Okay, that's a one and done movie. For me, it's like you could take it or leave it.
Yeah.
Like if someone was really desperate for a almost 1-to-1 adaptation of the book where Rambo dies at the end, it's like, well, okay, that's great. Cool. You got your
Someone made a good. I think it was don't quote me on this, guys. I think it was Cody Leach who said something about if you were to do something like a First Blood remake, and if you were to do it in a modern setting, you could, instead of being bullied by the police, what if it was a guy who was bullied by his own unit, and something happens, like changing the dynamics like that.
Mhm.
I go, then you've created something completely different. But I'm still like remaking First Blood. It's another one. I'm just like,
Don't do it. There's no
yeah,
reason to.
right.
Do your own
I'd like
damn
to.
stories.
I don't know why they've never done the prequel. I don't know why they haven't gone and do a prequel. I think that would be great.
Yeah.
Um.
Hey, Danner's here. What's going on, man?
Hey, Daner, I'll get you your thing in a minute, bud. I said I heard the relationship between Gyllenhaal and the lead actress relatively chaste. Patrick Swayze and Kelly Lynch burnt up the screen. Yeah, they're pretty monotone in it. That's Swayze's chemistry with the whole cast was a lot better. Get Carter better than the original. I haven't seen the original yet, but I do like Stallone's Get Carter. Danner says, "Greeted exalted ones. How you doing, man?" Someone mentioned my name. I shall appear.
Yeah, I was talking about you earlier. We were talking about the Crow remake. Bacon was here. He's like, he's excited for him. Like, God damn, Bacon coming out
Yeah.
swinging.
Not sure how you'd make a new First Blood relevant. The original resonated with audiences at the time because Vietnam was still fresh in people's minds in 1982.
Well, see,
Yeah,
the way
you'd have.
that they'd
Yeah,
probably do it is they would take a modern issue going on right now
yes.
and then make a movie around that, which means you're fundamentally changing the original source material. Meaning, stop.
Just call it something else now.
Yeah.
Well,
Stop it.
look at
Get some help.
look at The Hunted. To me, that was First Blood.
Yeah.
That was First Blood. But see, they didn't have to call it First Blood and use Rambo. They just called it The Hunted. It was a whole new. But the comparables to Rambo were so obvious that that's a good example. Great movie that wasn't using a name to sell it. Tim says, "Simple, Caleb. Hollywood is out of ideas and running out of action stars.
Well,
They ran out
I mean,
of action stars
yeah.
a while ago."
Yeah, the movie star is non-existent now. And as for ideas, we say that all the time on the channel. The term is Hollywood is creatively bankrupt. I mean, seriously, who the hell thought it was going to be a good idea to remake The Crow? Like, I'm not going to let that go. I'm
Yeah.
not letting it go because it was.
Fran Sanchez says The Hunted was way underrated. It really is. It's a good movie. Really
Yeah.
enjoy that one. Joanne says The Hunted was great. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, like a lot of more people need to talk about that movie. This is a great showdown here.
Yeah.
This is bloody delicious. This.
I love this.
Yeah, I see a
It's coming from
Stallone coming.
behind. It's just, yeah.
Oh, Rambo.
Just tore that mother effer up.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
great. The sound too, eh? The sounds is great.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's just that it's like thunder rumbling.
This sniper guy, Schoolboy, is just freaking taking everyone out.
Yep. Graham getting his 2 cents
He,
in.
he has fucking one leg and he's just messing everyone up.
I think it's the adrenaline going through.
Fran says, "What you said about remakes reminds me of the Total Recall remake. It didn't need to be made, not least of all because Inception came out only 2 years before." That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Total Recall remake was just, it was blah. It was okay, but like I said, when you're trying to remake these 80s movies with these charm and big actors like Arnold, where they're loaded with charisma, I just feel like you're facing an uphill battle.
Yeah.
Give us new characters to care about.
Yeah.
Like, look at the Apes trilogy. It took all the great parts of the original the original Apes series. Took all the good stuff, made it more realistic, and made its own trilogy. Now it's continuing. It keeps on continuing, and that's how you do it right. And that's why I very much trust Matt Reeves in this whole Batman universe he's doing. I completely trust in what because he seems to have a plan. and he doesn't let anyone fuck with his plan.
Yeah.
Well, so far anyway.
Mm. Yeah, give it time.
Unfortunately, the studio holds the money, right? They make the calls, so which I don't know where they're getting all their. It seems like everyone I talk to is all sick of the same shit coming out, but yet they keep pushing out this. Like, who's going to the movies? Who's going to watch all this?
Yeah.
We need similar films, though done differently. Yeah,
Yeah.
at this point, I'm sure they should have listened to Rambo earlier and went home instead. That's what
Yeah.
I'd be thinking.
It's in their mind right now.
I can't believe they're doing another Apes flick coming out the same time as Furiosa, which isn't clicking with me so far.
Mm.
Well, the Apes series was successful. That's why they're doing another one. And if you
Yeah.
think about it, you can keep doing Apes movies until the character of Charlton Heston shows up.
Yeah.
Until the astronaut. That's what I think is intriguing because we can see the whole civilization rise and rise in it. And I think there's actually a lot there you can do.
I think in that
Like
first movie, they talked about
the
the
astronauts
shuttle
leaving.
going.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes, exactly.
So they can easily tie it back into the original.
I find Mad Max Fury Road a little overrated. It didn't
Yeah, I think I
resonate
only
with me.
watched it once.
Never
I never
resonated
even
with me
I never seen
much.
the original Mad Max either, so I know another one in the
That's a good
list.
one, Caleb. I just watched it recently, actually, not that long ago. Tim says, you want to know what was awesome? Ready Player One. They took parts of all kinds of movies, including Driving the DeLorean. That was a great movie. I like that one. But that's Spielberg, man. The guy's on a level all by himself.
Yeah, shot that guy's head clean off. Jesus.
Oh, I like when he guts this bitch. Uh, yeah, they could probably do a good deep fake of Heston nowadays. I
Yeah,
didn't mean literally do a Heston, their own version of that character. I mean,
yeah.
classic music too.
Finally got that bastard.
There was some pretty shaky CGI there. That's the only thing about that part.
Yeah,
When his guts spill, I don't know if Stallone. I don't know if the practical effect didn't work out or what, but
yeah. Got that big ass blade. This entire third act was nothing but just bullets
chaos.
flying.
I know you like Spielberg, Tim. Spielberg might be God. Yeah, he's that good. Yeah, we talked a little bit Last Blood. Caleb's not a fan. I think it's an enjoyable film, but he says I should probably ask this before the film ends. What are your people's thoughts on Last Blood? I liked it, but I didn't really feel like a Rambo film in retrospect.
It
That's what a
didn't.
lot of people
See,
they
look,
feel. They
there are
feel like it was
certain.
a Stallone movie more than a
Well, yeah, because
Rambo
look,
movie.
think about everything we've been given in Rambo. Aside from First Blood, every film in the franchise has had him in a foreign environment, taking out enemy combatants at a camp or something, trying to rescue someone. Last Blood feels almost like a John Wick movie in certain aspects, or a modern action thriller.
Yep.
It didn't feel like Rambo. And Rambo did things in that movie that Rambo wouldn't do because he's smart enough not to do it. And then the movie ends, as J-Man has put it, with Rambo essentially in limbo. This right here is the definitive end for the character. He comes
Yeah,
full circle by returning home. You know? But that's just me, man. I can't stand Last Blood. Not as a Rambo flick.
It's like having no lightsaber fight in a Star Wars film.
Yeah. I love this part when she starts crying like that. You know, they give a good look. I like how they did this because in the original cut, you
He
know,
doesn't do that.
yeah.
He spoke more in Last Blood than in the first 4 films combined. Well, I
Yeah.
think the idea he was a lot more civilized.
Yeah. See, the thing is, it's just like I didn't need it. Like I didn't need to see a Terminator live an ordinary life because that's not what that's not what the fucking character is. You know, the irony
Right?
being that both deal with characters that are essentially killing machines. You know, but in the case of Rambo, I'm more forgiving for this
Yeah.
part where he's on the road. He's looking like he did in the first film.
Yeah, I
Again,
love it.
coming full circle, and now he's finally home.
Yeah.
And then you have the "It's a Long Road" theme play. You know, full circle.
No, this
It's
is an
beautiful.
awesome ending.
It's beautiful.
And look at the ambience. It's quiet. It's peaceful. He's finally found peace. Walks down the road.
His war is over.
His war's over. Yeah. It's like the thing is they never planned to make the next one. Then all of a sudden they get let's bring Rambo back, you know, or and then it's like, but you kind of put it to bed.
Yeah, he did.
Wait till you see Rocky Balboa with me when we watch it. You're going to be like, why the fuck did they open this can of worms again? Because it's literally the perfect ending to the character. Literally, like, perfect.
Mm.
Okay, what's next? Okay, we're going to watch The Gunmen now. No, I'm just joking. That's what's coming next on my feed here.
That's a beautiful shot. I love how it's capturing him just walking all the way down there. Having this rendition of "It's a Long Road" play. That's great.
It's his father, Fran. Our Rambo's his father. Probably Roy Rambo or something. We never found out who Roy Rambo was. Yeah, there might. You know what? It would have been cool to see at least one conversation with his father. It's clouded in mystery. You don't know if but Stallone has a whole backstory on Rambo in high school and everything that he wants to do when he gets drafted and everything. Like,
well, I mean, if Stallone has full control, then I might be more trusting of it. But giving it to anyone else, no thanks.
Tim says, "I'm not fucking calling you Carl. Linda Hamilton is so awesome."
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Tim. You know, I appreciate your loyalty to these characters. I really do. Linda Hamilton is awesome. I love her.
Oh, she is. I just you
She
know
was
me
begged.
about.
She was begged. She was begged to do that movie, and James
I can
Cameron
see.
begging her, and she goes, "Oh fuck, okay, I'll do it."
Yeah,
Kind
and
of
then
thing.
she said now that she's not coming back. And
Yep.
now that is a sour taste for me because, spoiler alert, I am not a fan of Dark Fate either.
Yep.
In fact, I'm in the middle of a critique series on it on the channel.
Absolutely, man. Tim says, "Wait, Caleb hasn't seen Rocky Balboa. He hasn't.
No,
He's
so
seen.
Tim,
He's seen the
full
first 5 now.
disclosure, I have. It was last year at a certain point where I've never seen the Rocky movies ever. It wasn't until I got on here with J-Man where he's like, okay, we got to do some watch-alongs for it. And so it was more recent where we watched Rocky 3 and 4. Or was it 4 and 5?
We watched 4 and 5.
Yeah. I watched
And,
Rocky 3 now, yeah.
And I'm gonna bring them on for we got to. So I just got to do Last Blood now to finish off the Rambo watch party series, and I got to do Rocky Balboa. That will finish off the Rocky watch party series, and I got to review John Rambo and Last Blood, and that will finish the Rambo series entirely. So we're getting there slowly, guys. We're getting there slowly. And um, yeah, I mean, I try to keep the Stallone content on a regular basis when I can, but right now, if you guys are interested, we're closing up Godzilla and King Kong, Caleb and I, on
Mhm.
both our channels. So we're gonna do King of the Monsters and Godzilla versus Kong next week, and we're both gonna go watch the new Godzilla X Kong, and we'll probably bang out a quick review on that on the weekend. I'm hoping,
Mhm.
and
That's the idea.
because April is Planet of the Apes month on my channel, so I want to start watching those this week and start getting ahead of that. So, and I'm gonna try and record a Roadhouse review tomorrow, the new Roadhouse movie, because I did do a video on the old one. So, um, I might even just do it live. I might just come on here quickly live for 20 minutes
Mhm.
and talk about it. I don't know. It seems live is just I've had no time lately to do anything. So, um, Francis Dark Fate was better than I thought it was going to be, but I have no urge to watch it again. That's just that, right? You always got to go back to T1 and T2. Honestly, like that's
Do we need to do a Terminator stream on the on your channel here to talk about our Terminator ideas, just to
yeah.
like steer the franchise into a better direction than
When I
where it's currently at right now?
when I start feeling the mood again, we'll definitely do something like that. Um, Tim says, "Holy sweet fuck, that's right." Jason said, You can't tell people that you'll start a riot." I remember.
Yeah,
That's right. Remember?
long time ago. Well, I mean, it feels
Let's
like
let's
it.
let's let's see what. Watch this, guys. This I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna peg Caleb. Caleb, have you seen Cobra?
No,
Have you seen Nighthawks?
no,
Have you seen Over the Top?
no.
Have you seen Demolition Man?
Yes,
Have you seen Tango and Cash?
no.
Have you seen Expendables? Yeah, you watched that
Yes,
with me actually.
yeah.
Okay. Have you
Same thing with
seen
Demolition Man.
okay, let me think of another one. Stallone, let me think. You've seen Rocky now, you've seen all the Rambos. He just watched Rambo 3 for the first time, so
Yeah.
yeah, we'll have to get him on for some more Stallone, the one-offs of Stallone.
Oh no,
Uh,
you're a great sport, buddy. Hey, no, please bust my chops some more. I love getting a good laugh. Like, I mean, literally, just start naming off some movies, and I'll tell you whether or not I've seen them. Like I
yeah.
said, me and Brett Mann from Good Real Hunting can do our own watch along series called My First Time because there's so many movies we haven't seen that everybody keeps busting our balls over. It's great. I love it.
My local cinema is doing a screening of Demolition Man in April. I might check that out. Yeah, it's a good one. I watched it in the theater back in the day. Yeah. Well, that was actually a pretty energetic double feature, guys.
Oh yeah.
That was pretty awesome. Um, I like putting out the double features every now and then, just doing two in a
Yeah,
row,
it's fun.
and they weren't very long, so it was a lot
Yeah.
of fun. And I appreciate all you guys for watching, coming along in the chat and all that kind of stuff.
I'm still listening to the end credits here. And it
Yeah,
sounds so good.
yeah. Though he did a really good job on the music, he
Yeah.
really did. Um, yeah, he did a really good job. I had when Austin and I from SPC Unleashed did we did Aliens, and I said let's just watch the theatrical edition because it'd be a late night if we did the special edition. As
Hmm.
so if I was gonna have that problem on that night, those movies would have been completely off because there's a lot added to the special edition on that movie.
Well, you see, for Aliens, I can't watch the theatrical because of how good the director's cut is.
It's really good actually.
Yeah.
It's just it's for sake of time, I just put the theatrical one on. Tim says, "Okay, Caleb, you're out. I didn't know you haven't seen those movies."
Yeah, like I said, an entire laundry list of movies I haven't seen.
Joanne says, "Great watch party, guys. Glad I was able to join.
Yeah, it was
Absolutely,
fun.
Joanne. You got to come out more for some of this stuff. I'll be doing Last Blood. I don't know when. I'm probably gonna wait a while for that one, but
No, I mean, I'll be happy to come on to watch it with you.
I know you would. Give all your critiques.
Yeah.
Um, Tim says thanks, Jason and Caleb. Good stuff.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So yeah, guys. So the plan is, I'm gonna try and get a Roadhouse review out soon. I can't promise that though. I was gonna do a review of King Kong 2005. That's probably not gonna happen now. Just out of time. But we'll save it for another time. We'll save it for another time for sure. And so next week we're gonna be doing King of the Monsters, Godzilla versus Kong, which is gonna be fun because I honestly I had a blast with King of the Monsters and Godzilla versus Kong. They were
Mhm.
just fun for me. They were just really, really fun monster movies that I just really got into. So that was they were a lot of fun. So I'm excited to talk about that. Go to the theater, watch Godzilla X Kong. We'll talk about that.
Mhm.
And I'll probably do a ranking of the MonsterVerse since they're in continuity. So like what is it, 5 movies now?
Yeah.
5 movies?
Mhm.
Yeah, so I'll probably do a quick ranking of that too, and then we'll close the book on March Monsterthon, and maybe consider doing it again in the future.
Mhm.
And then we're gonna be doing Planet of the Apes. Now, when I say I do a theme on the channel, I just mean I'm trying to get through a certain series. Doesn't mean there won't be other content added in there because I got some good watch parties coming up. Back to the Future is coming up. That's the end of my watch party series. This here was just an episode of Backtrack Cinema. This was episode 20. I don't consider this part of the man and a movie watch party series. And Caleb and I will be doing a Predator watch party series this June, starting this
Mhm.
June. So it's gonna be I got a lot of stuff coming up, guys. There'll be a Friday the 13th part 4 watch party coming up soon too. So stay tuned for all that stuff. But Caleb, some new people here. Just tell them what you do over there and where they can
Well,
find you.
so Dark Ether Files podcast. You can find us. We do mainly right now. We're doing mainly watch along streams. We do have a series called the War and Pop Culture, where we dive into the more political side of things in regards to entertainment, and for us, how it's ruining entertainment. Um, I also do some small side reviews. Like I said, I'm actually in the middle of a critique series of Terminator Dark Fate. I'm working on part 3 right now. It should be releasing here in, I'd say, under a month. Trying to get a few more ducks in the row before I push it out. So that's things that are coming up. But yeah, for the most part, right now we're doing watch alongs, but I'm slowly but surely getting back into doing actual videos, and reviews and such. So yeah, you can find us at the Dark Ether Files podcast. Ether is spelled Aether if you try and find us. But yeah, that's what we are, what we got.
Okay, awesome. Fran Sanchez says, I watched the Emmerich Godzilla again recently. It's so stupid, but I still have a soft spot for it. I can understand that if that was like your first Godzilla experience. I remember watching that back in the day, but I never really got into it.
Yeah.
Probably for good reason.
Yeah.
Tim says, here's one for Caleb. He can unleash hell on me. I don't remember the Crow movie very well. I've seen it, but it's been a while.
Yeah, look,
Yeah.
The Crow is
I love the Crow.
it's kind of an obscure movie. Like it's not one of those big blockbuster films that people are always going to remember. For me, it's very much like a Batman 1989 with a certain tone and atmosphere, the
Yeah.
gothic overtones that is. But it was a 90s thing, and it was one of those things where you just had to be there, or you need to have parents that introduced it to you.
We have to
And
do a Superman month. You and I got to do
yeah,
a fucking Superman month. I think that's got to be the next thing we do.
yeah, but yeah, no, the
Because
Crow. I'm sorry, go ahead.
that's a character I just love, and I know you love it.
Yeah,
Well, at least you love Christopher Reeve version of it. But that'd be a fun thing to do.
yeah.
Go
But
ahead.
yeah, no, I mean the thing with the Crow is that people might remember it by name, and they'll know about Brandon Lee. Of course, a lot of people might remember the shitty sequels too, at least that they exist. But The Crow wasn't really a big thing compared to other franchises. And this is sort of like in the mid 90s too, so there were a lot more things going on. So I don't blame you for not remembering it so well. But I had recently picked it up again because when they released the first image of the remake and I saw what they were doing to the character of Eric Draven, I'm thinking to myself, what the hell is this? Like his hairstyle, he looked like almost like a country redneck punk. And I think I can say that because I'm in the South, so I think I got some credence to say it. It's just the hairstyle was shitty. And I'm like, this is a Crow remake, and it's not just any remake. They're remaking the original using the character of Eric Draven. Instead of remaking one of the shitty sequels, you're giving us a remake to the only good one. So it's like,
Yeah, there's got to be a lot of stories within the comic book series they probably could have pulled from.
Oh yeah, they could have, but why they didn't do it?
Oh well, what can you do? What can you do? I mean, you know what? We still have the original, so that's all I fucking care about.
Yeah,
just don't. You know what I mean? It's
Mhm.
such a great movie. Such a great movie.
yeah,
And he had some other good movies too before that. Showdown in Little Tokyo with him and Dolph Lundgren was pretty fun. And Rapid Fire was a pretty fun action flick he did. But he came right into his own with The Crow.
yeah.
Tim says Caleb was pretty cool. He said he didn't watch the movie. I curse and swear. I can't remember something, and Caleb was totally calm. Because Caleb's professional. That's why. He doesn't take it personal. Me and him disagree all the time. That's why he's a perfect collaborator.
See, now you just see me on Warm Pop Culture. That's where I really start to rage out, and it's not so much people in the comments. Like, it's more so just the subject matter because I get passionate about it. Like, especially when it comes to like Terminator. I mean, like for my Dark Fate critique series I got going, I'm actually pretty calm in it. I don't have a lot of rage moments. I do try and keep it as professional as possible. That being said, on certain subjects, I will get heated. Of course, I see, because my mindset is that you're going to have people that you're going to disagree with, and it makes no sense to bite their heads off. Like, okay, you got a disagreement about how characters are handled, and it's like, well, yeah, leave the rage to Danner. Yeah, me and Danner share on the rage quite a bit, depending on what it is. Like, I mean, me and Danner get pretty passionate about certain things. I think that we have a bit of a shared view or feeling on The Crow because, that movie.
Fran said, just as I know it's a bit random, but what are your thoughts on Expendables 4? Might be the worst big budget film since Battlefield Earth. I hear it's not good, man. And you know what? I'll give you guys a piece of my mind once I see it. But from what I've heard, I'm not spending the money on it yet. So I'm waiting for it to be free. Like when I have Prime or Netflix or something. If it goes on to one of those, then I'll watch it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not hearing great things. I didn't think it was going to be good. When you start getting rid of all your action stars and you're adding Megan Fox into the mix, it's like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, she's more suited for horror. Like, I think she's good in the horror genre, but what are you putting her in this for? It made no fucking sense to me at all. Like, Dana says a mutual hatred for the Predator. I give the DVD on Horrorwood tonight.
Oh, did you punch out?
I gave the DVD. That's a shitty fucking movie. I can't believe how bad it gets with every watch. The Predator. It's
so Timothy, their special agent, the special agent comment. So a little backstory on that real quick. So I'm an X-Files guy. Right there. I want to believe if you ever watched the X-Files,
I watched it back in the day.
Yeah. Special Agent Fox Mulder, Special Agent Dana Scully. So when we created our channel, the Dark Aether Files, it was kind of a play on the X-Files. And it turns out that Danner also had a love for the X-Files. So we all gave ourselves Special Agent this, and that. I go by Special Agent Spooky Clutter on YouTube usually. Make exceptions, though. I don't mind people calling me by my real name. It's cool. But yeah, Danner, Special Agent Danner Bobanner. Yeah. And yeah.
Fran says nothing can prepare you for how bad Megan Fox is in that film. Well, you know what? It may be my first dumpster fire I'll watch live. Maybe that's what. Maybe because I don't usually do that. I mean, I don't want to sit here and watch a movie I fucking hate. I just for me.
Well, I mean, we did watch The Predator together, right?
And we're gonna watch it again this summer. Yay!
I think we might have to get Danner on that for that one because I don't think I can go through that film without him.
Yeah, but I hear Expendables 4 is pretty bad. Again, you know, I think they're just pushing out another one too late. Like I think Stallone when he did 1 and 2, 3 kind of felt, but still was a fun film at the same time. But there's like, you know what? It's done, man. He's on to other things now. He's doing his Tulsa King show, which is quite good. You know, he's got his Balboa Productions. You know, he's actually passing his expertise on to other filmmakers now and all that kind of stuff. So, I saw it in the theater. No, it wasn't nearly as good as the others, but I will go see Expendables 5, even if it's them sitting telling stories and so on. Well, yeah, you get all those action stars together. Yeah, I would even watch a female version. Like if Sigourney Weaver and Linda Hamilton were like the leaders of this Expendables, I guess you could say, I'd be totally down for it.
Curious what they would do with it, though.
They were supposed to do a female version of it, like with
wasn't like Ronda Rousey supposed to be in there too?
I don't know. She was in the third Expendables. I know that.
Okay.
Unless you're in the dumpster, don't forget The Nightmare. Oh yeah, that's a dog shit movie. I hate it. I was with you guys. I watched that one.
Right. Yes, you were.
Yeah, Fran said the Expendable 3 was disappointing, but at least they tried. Yeah, you know, it was okay. It's just you sidelined all the action stars that we love for all these people. The Ronda Rousey, this other guy who's skinny as a rail, is just making fun of Dolph Lundgren. I'm like, would you people just fuck off and bring me back the old guys?
Yeah, that seems to be the common theme. Bring in a new cast that insults the old cast, and
Hollywood seems to forget who these things are for.
Well, they don't.
Who the Expendables are for me, guys like me, guys in their 40s, their 50s.
Well, you see,
that's who it's designed for.
They just don't care. Yeah, exactly. They don't care about the old stuff unless they can make a profit off of it by making soulish cash grabs. It happens more often than
now. They're losing money more than anything now.
Oh, it's glorious.
Tim says my favorite of the series, Expendables 2. Oh yeah, that was a good one, man. Really loved it. I'm still a fan of 1, but I still like that.
Yeah. That be how it goes.
That's how it goes in Hollywood. Good thing about Backtrack Cinema here, we can go back and watch even older movies. The 30s, the 40s, the 50s.
Got a little 60s. Bit of a dipped your toe in that with King Kong 33, huh?
Yeah. I'd actually really like to go back and do more 30s movies. Yeah. That was a lot of fun talking about that movie. You know, what it did for cinema and stuff. Yeah, it really surprised me when I watched that for the first time. I was like, you know, this would have been a pretty frightening movie back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bruce Willis telling Arnold, "You've been back enough." Yeah, definitely was self-aware. It knew what it was, man, for sure. And Van Damme, a great bad guy. He was great in that as the bad guy. But yeah, guys, that's it. I'm gonna check out now. I'm glad you guys enjoyed yourselves. Enjoyed the Rambo double feature tonight. Like I said, more watch parties, all that coming up. So just stay tuned, subscribe to the channel, share the video, just let people know what we do here, all that kind of stuff. It really helps. And check out Caleb's channel. I believe I put it in the description. If I didn't, just put like the Dark Aether Files podcast.
Yeah,
And
our logo is purple.
yeah,
Purple. That's how
and
you know you'll find us.
and yeah, this was a lot of fun, buddy.
Yeah, I appreciate you bringing me on. It's nice to bring it full circle.
Excellent. I love it. Tim says, here we go.
Good night,
Good night,
everyone.
everyone. Francis, have a good one. Take care of all. Joanne says, have a great night, all. Yeah, and I appreciate, Tim coming in, Joanne, Fran Sanchez coming in. We had Brad Heath come in, other people all coming in. You guys are all great. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for the support. And as always, my name is Jason. You're watching Backtrack Cinema. I will see you later. I'll see you in the movies. Cheers.